just trying to put the Father over everything. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything.
He destroys. My mouth speaks the praise of Yah, and let all flesh bless his set apart name forever and
And
ever.
never. All praise.
Hallelujah.
All praise to the Most High.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Praise Yah,
Man, all
man.
praise to the Most
Praise the
High,
Most
Praise
High.
man.
God. Praise y'all.
Hey, y'all nasty, boy. Y'all nasty, man. Y'all know how to get somebody's spirit jump. Hallelujah.
All
Hallelujah, man. I'm telling you, man.
Selling his soul, liquor and dope. Letting go of the rope, young in the old, slippery slope. Verse 1 and 24 is the cause of our woes, we don't even know. So many in the city like a father. Ain't no winning till we turn back to the Father. No quitting, remain willing to go harder. Further,
You got good people out there. You still got to follow the commandments.
the money come with problems and we got no way to solve them. If you got it, then you got them. Best believe that, bro. Open up the Bible, you will find yourself
And
inside
this is the message which we have heard from him and announced to you, that Elohim is light, and in him is no darkness at
in the
all.
scriptures, love, life, and put the Father over everything. I'm just trying to.
I was thinking we actually, since you said that, I was looking at Psalm 66, and that's what is going on.
Just trying to put the Father over everything, yeah. Father over everything. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything. Could care less about the power. You could keep the rings. I'm just trying to put the Father over.
That's when that lust kick in, man. You always got to be dealing with that fight, that daily flesh fight every day.
Every
Every
day.
day.
Rules look strange to Americans. They ain't used to seeing Torah keeping people with no Satan in them. Some of us only keep the
I was
laws
able
and
to
our
connect
actions.
to one of our elders in Africa of the Limba
Till
tribe.
we discover the truth in that days, we be doing something different. We follow the Abba to the T with no permission. Wrestling for blessings like Nicole, we on a mission. Fully understanding where the vehicle to bring the truth to others while maintaining that Yahuwah is the engine. I don't think you heard me. I said Yah must be the engine. The Messiah came in his name. He is on one accord with him. In this land to kill him, always second guess doctrine that's polytheistic and not keeping the Father central. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything. Could care less about the
I don't think the Most High
power.
made a mistake. That's how I look at it. He knew what was going on. He knew what he was going to do. He knew how it was going to play out. You know what I'm saying? He
Right on.
declared the end from the beginning. So if it went like that,
That's
it
all.
meant to go
Supposed
that
to
way.
go like that.
Less about the power, you could keep the rings. I'm just trying to put the Father over everything, yeah. Father over everything. Father over everything. Power, you could keep the rings. Father over everything, yeah.
I know y'all Hebrews, and I know it's late. So, Shabbat Shalom. I love y'all, man. Oh,
Love,
Love
bro.
you
Too,
too.
bro.
yeah.
Love, brothers.
Hey, Shabbat.
All right. All praise.
Oh, praise.
Oh, 13.
Okay. Behold, the Master is our mirror. Open the eyes and see them in him, and learn the matter of your face, and tell forth praise to his spirit, and wipe off the filth from your face, and love his holiness, and clothe yourself with it, and be without stain at all times before him. Hallelujah. Hey,
Hallelujah.
that's a perfect ode right there. You know what I'm saying? On this hot Shabbat, you feel me? We just coming off the Passover Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's basically telling us right here to examine ourselves always, right? Making sure there's no
In the
leaven in our
mirror.
heart, right? Making sure we have no leaven within us, right? No stains at all times before him, man. All praises. Yeah.
Praise.
All right.
Man, wipe off the filth from your face
All right.
and love his holiness.
Love his holiness.
Oh, yes. There,
Love
man.
his set apartness, right? Because we was called to be set apart as he is set apart, or holy as he is holy, right?
Holy as he is holy, right? Okay. Um, so we're gonna do a little different today, y'all. We're gonna do a little discussion,
So you freestyling the day out.
Okay.
freestyle today, freestyle today. You know, welcome Ann up in here. You know, she got some questions. See if we can get the answers to
Praise.
them. Okay. Now one of the things that you said, Ann, was like, why are we going to slavery and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, why are we going to slavery?
Well,
Um,
yes, that was one of my questions that I've always pondered on is why
mhm,
would he allow them to do that to his people? I know we were disobedient, they were disobedient. I get all of that, but he
mhm.
knew that we were going to be disobedient, and I mean, why did he allow them to do that to us?
Mm,
And he's supposed to be a loving God, and I don't please, I'm not questioning God. I'm just questioning that part because they're saying a lot of stuff in the Bible has been tampered with, and it's like, why would he do that to us? Why?
can before y'all get started, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Andrew,
So,
when you said he knew, right, that we were going to be disobedient, he also gave us a choice too, right? He gave us
Hmm.
free will. So we have a choice to follow him and his laws and his commands. And then
good
once you
point.
start reading this, you see the options that he weighed out for us.
Hmm.
Mm, that's a real
Because
good
it's like
point right there.
we taught them everything that they know, and then they held us captivity, and then they tried to do away with us as they are now, as they're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're good people. We were good people back then, from what I'm understanding, because we taught them a lot.
And
And then they
when you say good people, we have to get the definition of what you mean by a good person. You see what I'm saying?
good. I mean, they were good hearted. They taught them. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't back there, right? I just question, why would he allow them to torture us the way that he did back in the days? I get that they were disobedient, because they didn't do what he told them. I get all of that. But it's like in Moses' days when he said kill the children and all of that. Why would he do that if he, being a loving God? I'm just questioning that. I'm not questioning him, but I'm questioning that part.
The I think like Adam said, that it's all a choice. But like even the book of Obadiah, if you could pull that up, where it says they went too far. You know what I'm
That's a good
saying?
point, because I was just going to say that. Did they go too far? A question
Yeah,
within the question. They
I
went
think
too
that's
far.
in Zechariah.
That's Zechariah.
Zechariah.
Mhm.
I think
Let me
that's
see what I saw my
Zechariah
other
he's
thing.
talking about. Zechariah.
And Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. Oh,
You and Zephaniah.
okay. Zechariah. Okay. Let's look. Let's see. Let's just start at 8. We just started at 8. All right.
Zephaniah.
Zechariah
Okay.
1 and 8. We'll start there and read down. I think it's gonna read us right into it. Say, I looked at night and saw a man riding on a red horse, and he was standing among the myrtle trees in the shade, and behind him were horses, red, sorrel, and white. And I said, Master, what are these? And the messenger who was speaking to me said to me, let me show you what they are. And the man who stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, they are the ones Yahuwah has sent to go throughout the earth. And they answered the messenger of Yahuwah, who stood among the myrtle trees, and said, we have gone throughout the earth, and see, all the earth is at peace and rest.
Hmm.
So he going through and he see that everybody at peace, right? And the
Right.
messenger of, and the
And them
messenger of,
and
go
them
ahead,
same
I,
horses, and them same horses that we was talking about, we can read about them in Revelations also. That same red, sorrow, and white horse. And we see what comes with those horses in the book of Revelations, right?
right. And the messenger of Yahuwah answered and said, O Yahuwah of hosts, how long would you have no compassion on Jerusalem and on the cities of Yehuda, against which you were enraged these 70 years?
What was the most high against us? Enraged with us, right?
Right. He was enraged with Jerusalem and on the cities of Yehuda. So that's all Israel.
That's all Israel.
And Yahuwah answered the messenger who talked to me good words, comforting words. And the messenger who spoke with me said to me, proclaim, saying, thus says Yahuwah of hosts, I have been jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy.
Hmm.
And I am very wroth with the nations who are at ease.
And that's not just talking about Gentiles, that's talking about every single other nation. They are at ease. Look around you in Babylon. No nation has no worry in Babylon but us, right?
Right. For when I was a little wroth, they furthered the evil.
That's,
Because the Most High said, go ahead,
I'm about to
my
say,
bad.
'cause I gotta bring up a point. Like I said, no nation in Babylon got the troubles that we have, and that's why you got like movements like we talked about this before, Black Lives Matter, and this, that, and the third. Because the police know who to do it to. They know, like physically, we don't have no armies and this, that, and the third. That's why they not out here killing innocent Chinese people, innocent
Right.
Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Because they got an answer. Like if you kill an innocent Chinese person in America, America got to say something to China because China got an army. You know what I'm saying? So they know who to do it to. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Because the nations know who put us in this captivity. They know the nations know. They be like, your God put you in this captivity. That's why he said I was very wroth with the nations who are at ease. Because when he was a little wroth, saying he was a little wroth with us, they furthered their evil, right?
That's
That
that's
goes back. Go ahead.
Psalms 83, right? Psalms 80.
Yeah, even you can compare that Obadiah with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're
For
gonna
sure.
hit that. We gotta hit that Obadiah 1.
Okay. Get some of my okay. Even saying this, and you see how the Most High said they furthered the evil. You know what I'm saying? He was mad with us, but they furthered and did even more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
They did even
every
more than what he prescribed to us, right? He prescribed us to
Mhm.
go into this captivity, but he said, hold on now, I ain't tell y'all to do all that to my people.
Yeah.
Right, and they did it even worse. And so, okay, anybody got another script you want me to go to?
Yeah,
I know they said,
Obadiah 1, not
Yeah.
Obadiah 1.
Obadiah. Okay,
I got one too. After that Obadiah, if nobody else have one.
What?
okay. Hey, get that Baruch too. That second Baruch.
Okay.
Obadiah. Just read the whole thing, or any certain verses, Yamel?
I was gonna just read it down.
Yeah, at
Okay.
least like 1 through 12 or something, right?
Yeah. You want me to
Want
read
me
it
to
out?
read it, or you got it? Go ahead,
The vision of Obadiah. This is what the master Yahuwah said concerning Edom, right? Edom. This is who we say we are under captivity under, right? We have heard a report from Yahuwah. And also Edom is Jacob's brother, right? You gotta keep that in mind. Who's Esau? Esau, right? Esau and Jacob. We have heard a report from Yahuwah, and a messenger has been sent among the nations, saying, Arise, and let us rise up against her for battle. Right? Talking about Jerusalem, right?
Our people, right?
See, I have made you small among the nations. You are greatly despised.
right? And
The,
that's around every nation that we around. We small and we despise. Hid in the
Mhm.
corners, right?
Yep.
Like you said, I'm gonna hide them in corners and see what their end gonna be. So if we in the corners, them the ghettos.
That's another. We gotta bring that up too. You can see what they ain't gonna be. Hit that script too. You right, You know,
Yeah.
if they rock had sold them, come on, not for real. And who is the
Mm-hmm.
earth given into the hand of the wicked, right? We know this is Satan's
And
world,
the
bro.
wicked.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say too. You can bring that up where it shows how Satan deceived the whole world, right? So it also
Mhm.
went
Right.
too far, but you got to also have an understanding that who's also behind that too. Who has that wrath against
Right,
the Most High and His
right,
people?
right, yeah, okay, talk about it.
Yeah,
Straight up, hey, that's real talk. And
yeah.
brothers just got deep in like 2 seconds, but let's get it. All right.
Because
See,
Job
I have
said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right?
Hmm.
right, So the Most High take His hands off you. Woe to you, right? So woe to our people that the Most High said. What happened to the people if the rock sold them? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Deuteronomy 30. We get that too.
Yeah.
32.
See, I have made you small among the nations. You are greatly despised. The pride of your heart has deceived you. You who dwell in the cleft of the rock, whose dwelling in high, whose dwelling is high, who says in your heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Mm. The pride of Edom, right? Go ahead.
hmm Though you rise high as the eagle, and though you set your nest among the stars, from there I shall bring you down, declares Yahuwah. If thieves came to you, if robbers by night, how yep, by night how ruined you would have been. Would they not steal till they had enough? If grape gatherers had come to you, would they not leave gleanings? How Esau shall be searched out, his hidden treasures shall be sought out.
Mm.
All your allies shall send you forth to the border. Your friends shall deceive you and overpower you. They make you they make your bread a snare under you without you discerning it. In that day, declares Yahuwah, I shall destroy the wise men of Edom and discernment from the mountain of Esau.
Right.
And we seeing that now, right? Go
And we
ahead.
got to understand that Edom, that surrounding area was known as wise men, right? Men from Teman. When we go back and read the book of Job, it say the men from Teman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Edomites.
And that day, declares Yahuwah. Oh, we at okay, we at
Hold
9.
on, man. Yeah.
All right. And your mighty men shall be discouraged, O Teman, so that everyone from the mountains of Esau is cut off by killing.
How they gonna get cut off out?
By killing.
Hmm.
Because of your violence, this is what we really wanted right here, right? Because of your violence against your brother Jacob, let shame cover you, and you shall be cut off forever.
Non-stop.
Now, what kind of violence did he do to his brother Jacob?
Man,
Mm.
everything
Fed his
that you
Did
baby
can
to
he?
think of now,
alligators.
right?
He did what?
everything that you can think of, right? So you can go back to the slavery days, how they did us, and like you said,
Alligator
Angie,
bait.
how they did the babies and
Yeah.
everything.
Like she said, like the sisters asking the question, why did why would the Most High allow them to do what they did to us? You know what I mean? So like that's what they did. You know what I mean? Something that made you even look at the Most High like why and how? Like where
Right.
was you? Knowing you can read these scripts, but it's still like how? You still ask that question like
Mhm.
that was some evil stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when you think about how they used to use like what really got me out and what really was like man was the alligator bait. That's definitely one. And number
Man,
two
Yeah.
is how they used to use our skin as like leather, bro. You know what I'm saying? I heard that they used to take our skin off and they used to use that like clothes and stuff, man. Or used to put it on shoes, man.
that's wicked, man.
Mm-hmm. Wicked. Like we done had the most hateful stuff done to us as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? Then like we wonder why. It's because everybody, not just us as individuals, everybody got free will. So they can
Yeah.
choose to do these things to us, but they got something coming to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the Most High removing his face from us and seeing what our end gonna be, shows you that it ain't the Most High that's doing these things to us. It's
Right.
because we got free will and there's evil people in this world. And you got
Right.
Satan. Well, what is Satan gonna do? Satan is gonna do. He want to be like the Most High, and so he gonna make a counterfeit people to the Most High, saying that they you, and they gonna do the Most High people the worst out of every nation under the earth.
Hey, before you finish reading that Obadiah, let me jump to that Amos chapter 1, verse 11, and just read that one verse.
Okay.
It was right on top. It's right before Obadiah.
Amos chapter what?
Chapter 1, verse 11. Just to pick up with that, when it said, because of your violence against your brother Jacob, let shame cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. Verse 11 says, thus said Yahuwah, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I do not turn it back, because he pursued his brother with the sword, and cast off all compassion. And cast off all compassion. Right?
All of it.
There it is.
No compassion for us.
And
At
you
all.
see that to this day, right?
To this
Exactly.
You see that
very
to this
day.
day.
To this very day.
And his displeasure toward incessantly, and he kept his wrath forever. Right?
Look at that.
Edom gonna have wrath against his brother Jacob forever. Right? He's gonna have no compassion for his brother Jacob forever. Right? So that's why the Most High said he will be cut off forever. Right?
Man.
Right.
Hey, you want to finish the Obadiah? We can. Or you can move on. I'm gonna grab the baby real quick. But that was it.
Okay.
That was you know what I'm saying? That
You
was straight up right there. That
you
was
still
a
gonna go
mic
to that
drop.
Deuteronomy though? So you can get that understanding, do that?
Oh, before you get that Deuteronomy, let's get to that Jeremiah one time and just pick up a little bit on what we dealing with.
Okay. Jeremiah what?
Jeremiah 6. Jeremiah 6, hold on. Let's go 6 and I guess we can maybe start it at 22.
All right. And while you getting that, I just want to bring up a point too, like how and it's relatable, like he said, and shame shall cover you, and that's why they got when you talk about what our ancestors or anything about our past, you don't, especially around a so-called white person, you don't see how that shame covers them. They get uncomfortable. They don't want to talk about the past, and
Yeah.
this is why they have a thing right now called critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? Where you're not allowed to talk about the basically what they did in the past, like slavery and
Yeah,
things of
true.
that
Huh.
nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, check this out. Tell me how this ever happen to y'all, right? So they feel like shame upon them. You might be walking past in a store. You might accidentally bump them or before they even come in your way. Hey, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just feeling shameful. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they gotta kiss our butt, man.
or they gotta tell you quick, they off the jump. You know, I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced. You know
Or
what I'm
something
saying?
like that. Yeah.
That's
Hey,
it.
I'm just trying to come to the door with you. You apologize about. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Come on, man. That's that part of that shame right there, man, because they know.
Okay.
Matter of fact, start us at 19.
19.
Okay. Hear, O earth, right? Talking to everybody. See,
Right.
I am bringing evil upon this people. Even, right? Even the fruit of their thoughts. Come on.
Wait, hold on. Who is this saying this?
The Most High.
Most High.
Come on. He said, I am bringing evil upon you. Come on, it's the Most High saying this, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you really had to make him mad. Go ahead, talk about it.
Come on. Even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not listened to my words nor my Torah. And they rejected it, right?
Who they reject? Who they reject?
They reject the Most High.
Come on, man. Come on?
If you're not listening to his words or his law, you rejecting him, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. That's the same thing. What is the definition of the Torah? Instruction and righteousness, right? Right. So they didn't listen to his words, nor my instruction, meaning my Torah, and they rejected it. And what did he say about that? He who turns his ear from even hearing the Torah,
It's an
Right.
is an abomination.
It's an abomination, yeah.
Right. Abomination, right?
And then what did he say about the preachers? He said the preachers did what to my Torah? They did violence to my Torah.
Right. To this day, though, right?
To this day. You go to any preacher today, they tell you the law done away with. To this day.
Mm-hmm. And what you gonna do if your kids reject your words or reject what you told them?
You gonna whoop them out?
You gonna whoop that butt.
Right.
That's what the Most High said. He said, y'all my kids, and y'all ain't listen to my words nor my Torah. And to reject something, that means you have to receive it first and say, nah, I don't want that. Get that out of my face.
We're gonna have to hit that Amos again. We're gonna have to hit that Amos again.
Okay. Verse 20. What need have I of frankincense from Sheba and sweet cane from a distant land? Your ascending offerings are not acceptable, and your slaughterings have been sweet. Been sweet to me. Right? So we already seeing that the Most High require us to listen and obey him, right? He said, I don't care about no frankincense, no ascending offerings or slaughterings. I require obedience.
Right. So I said obedience is better than sacrifice. He said, learn what that means. Learn what it means.
21. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, see, I am laying a stumbling block before this people. And the fathers and the sons together shall stumble on them. The neighbor and his friends shall perish. Thus said Yah, see, people shall come from the land of the north, and a great nation is stirred up from the farthest parts of the earth. They strengthen their bow and spear. They are cruel and have no compassion. They are cruel and have no compassion. The Most High already telling you the type of people that's about to put you in captivity. They cruel and they have no compassion. These are the same ones that's going to be killing your little babies and feeding them to the gators and all that, right? They have no compassion.
Right. You think of our people, we wouldn't even do that to somebody.
Man, it don't even come as a thought in our head, right?
Mm-hmm. Or you could just say a righteous person wouldn't do that to somebody, because we got wicked within us too.
So, because even what we just read earlier, he said, "What? Even the fruit of their thoughts are evil," right?
Right. And then he said, "We taught the wicked ones their ways."
I mean, it comes to no surprise, because we the same ones that rejected the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, and then you got to think about that. What type of person received these beautiful laws, statutes, and commands and say, "I don't want it"? Come on. Most High gave his voice to you and gave you these commands verbatim. You said, "Nah, I don't want it."
I'm gonna follow the guys of Egypt. I'm gonna look into the Book of the Dead. That make most sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna worship Amun Ra and all them fallen angels and all that instead of doing what the Most High say.
Right, because these things, like you say, Book of the Dead and all these, it requires no obedience. It requires no obedience. And that's what our people go wrong. They don't want to be obedient. They want to do what they want to do. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So the Most High say you want to do what you want to do. It's a cruel nation that has no compassion by the rundown on you. 23 again. They strengthen their bow and spear. They are cruel and have no compassion. Their voice roars like the sea, and they ride on horses, set in array as a man for battle against you, O daughters of Zion. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
We have heard the report of it. Our hands grow weak. Distress has taken hold of us. Pain as a woman in labor. So we already know what's coming. Disobedience got us here, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Do not go out into the field nor walk by the way, because of the sword of the enemy. Fears on every side. O daughter of my people, gird on sackcloth and roll about in ashes. Make mourning as for her only son. Most bitter lamentations, because suddenly the ravager shall come upon us. I have made you a trial. Go ahead, Doc.
Nah, they know it's coming.
Exactly.
Suddenly.
I have made you a trier and a stronghold among my people, so that you know and shall try their way. Right? So that go back to what we read in Zechariah. The Most High said, I made you a trier and a stronghold against my people. Right? But then the Most High said, I made you this trier and stronghold, but you went too far. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We can pretty much stop. Go ahead.
You heard? It's a definition of ravager is a person or thing that causes widespread damage or destruction.
Widespread.
It can, it can refer to a person or entity. That's deep that it says entity, because we talked about them demons. Oh man, hold on. Oh man, hold on. I gotta get it back. All right, cause we talked about that when we dealt with that Testament of Solomon. We said, like, all them things go back to demons. You know what I'm saying? Attack the, you know what I'm saying? Got demons behind it. All right, so let me say, it can refer to a person or entity that plunders, destroys, or causes great harm.
Come on. That's what this nation is that's cruel and have no compassion. They ravagers, right?
Yeah, straight up, bro. Yeah, I'm done.
Man, that Jeremiah summed it up pretty good.
They had that Deuteronomy. Y'all had something else, but yeah, Deuteronomy. Well, if they rock sold them.
Hit that Deuteronomy, no.
Y'all want to hit that Baruch, that second Baruch?
Yeah, whatever y'all got.
Okay.
You gotta ask Angie. Did you get an understanding on that?
So I was just about to ask.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
Shalom, DeAndre.
Shalom,
Shalom, everybody.
Doing, man.
I second. Praise God.
Hey, what? Let me see.
I'm in the beginning right now.
You in the beginning of what, Baruch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, here you go. Here you go, right here. Second Baruch 72.
I'm sorry. Ruben, what page is that?
What page is this right here?
Yeah, second Baru. I can't find it.
No, you ain't gonna find this in there, Ann. This
Oh,
is gonna be in
okay.
this in the lost books.
It's in the
Oh,
apocrypha also, right?
Yeah, in Apocrypha. Yeah, it's in Apocrypha too. Remember I was
okay.
telling you about the 1611 King James?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there too.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna read this second Baruch. Uh, give me 1 second, y'all. Well, let's go to first Baruch first. Then we'll read that one. You was at first Baruch Shad?
Yeah, I was looking at that first Baruch when it say,
Chapter 4? Chapter 4?
yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chapter 4.
And before we move on from this topic, I got a lineup that we're gonna have to hit. So let's end it with that lineup. I got the lineup.
Okay.
So brothers bring it out, but I got the lineup before we move on to the next subject because we gotta hit it.
I'm gonna go to 29.
Yeah, I at least start at 25.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, my children, suffer patiently
Do
the
what
wrath.
up? Do what?
Suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Elohim,
Who it come from up?
from the Most High Yah. For your enemy has persecuted you, but shortly you shall see his destruction.
And we already was seeing who our enemy was when we read Obadiah, right?
And we started to see the beginning of our enemy destruction.
Right.
Just the beginning of it. You ain't seen it yet, though. And
Nah,
shall
not
tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies.
Hmm.
Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Elohim, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you.
praise y'all. Let's deal with that 26 and 27 again, because that's beautiful right there. It said, my delicate ones have gone through rough ways. Think about something that's very delicate going through rough paths. That whatever is delicate going through a rough path is gonna get, like almost destroyed, almost, right?
Right.
I
It's
got
gonna be
something
beat up when they come to the other side. Right.
exactly. I guess gonna get beat up. You
Hey,
something real delicate and soft when you go through a rough way. Go ahead.
we just got that definition of ravager. So anything delicate and soft going through a rough path is gonna get ravaged, doc. You know?
Right,
Right.
right. It's not gonna be as delicate or as precious as it once was. I say. Think about a delicate garment, right? And they tell you, hey, don't put that in the washing machine. You know what I'm saying? The washing machine rough. It's gonna destroy that garment, right?
So you could say it destroyed us mentally and physically, then, right?
Come on, for
Yeah,
sure.
just look at our people today.
Right.
Look at, look at the way we do one another today.
Right.
Man, that's deep, man. I gotta say though, when you see people walking around who so-called schizo and everything like that, think about that, man.
Mentally, right.
Think about that. And Solomon asked to know the madness of the mind, dude. You know what I'm saying? And Solomon to know the madness of the mind.
Right. And that's it, like you say, that's the destruction mentally right there, right?
Yes.
Goes back to those spirits, those demons. You know what I mean? Like we
Exactly.
said, like if the Most High took His hands off of us, that's physically and spiritually. So now we open ourselves to the attack of demonic attacks. Cause that's all that is demonic attacks, bro.
Yeah, buddy. Yep.
And that's why that 27 so nasty, right? It say, be of good comfort, oh my children, and cry unto Elohim. Think about the last time when we cried to Elohim as a people. What happened? the Exodus,
Delivered us. Right. He
delivered us
delivered
from
us.
Egypt. Because we cried unto the Most High as one people, as a unit. And what happened? He delivered us out the hand of our enemy. Go ahead,
Right. And then you think about what you just said right there. And that's one of the reasons why they don't like us gathering together as a people. You know what I'm saying? They got to make sure that we separated and fighting against each other over
Right.
stupid things.
Right. And that's why the Most High told us to have a holy convocation, right, on His Sabbath
Right.
day, because we gathered into unity, crying unto the Most High. We know what time we in, right? So that's a good point to say they don't want us gathering.
Yeah, they they do a lot for us not to gather. Even so, as far as on the corners, we in the hood or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though we gather to do wicked stuff, they still don't want you gathering. Not like this, And then they put the lies in the church, so you feel safe going in the church because the slave master already gave you the doctrine to teach them.
Right. Right.
They
Hey, let me
doing
hit
their
this,
job.
man.
They doing their job, and
They
they get
doing their
paid
job.
for it, and they get paid for it.
Right.
Let me hit this real quick, man. So we gotta live this stuff could be touching. Not we gotta lift the spirits back up. But they hate us to gather, right? And why they hate us to gather? We got Psalms 133, right? 133. It says,
Me
"Behold."
run there.
Oh no, I'm gonna read two. So I'm gonna say, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right.
It is like precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded the blessings, even life for evermore." And I got one more, Ecclesiasticus 25:1. And three
Let me let
things.
me let me get there. Let me get there.
Okay,
Hey, he don't want us to read it. Hey, you just said how good is it to dwell in unity, but we can't get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Get that
Yeah. I thought he was just
Sirach,
reading what you said,
Sirach
Sarah.
25:1.
That's all
Yeah,
right, guys.
Sirach 25:1. I just want, I know we gonna be jumping around. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But we
all
had to hit
good.
this.
Hey, this old
Let's
school
get
right
this.
here. Hey, this when we first started dealing. This old school right here.
Man.
All right.
Before Big Ox started coming out with all them discussions. Come on, let's go.
That's you. I got another one. I got another one.
It says, "In three things I was beautified." Oh, okay, here we go. And three, okay, there we go. It's to keep moving on me. And three
My
things
bad.
I was beautified and stood up before Elohim, right? First and foremost, this is beautified before the Most High, right? First and foremost.
And we're talking about wisdom right now that says in three things I was beautified. Wisdom is speaking right now. Go ahead, Ox.
Beautiful before both Elohim and men.
Wisdom is saying this. Go ahead.
The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and woman that agree together.
Come on. These are three
And
things that wisdom was beautified in, right? That's beautiful.
And that was really it. When we keep reading or something, but that was it. You know what I'm saying? We talking about how, that's why they like when we divide it, because the Most High like when we together. Everything is opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then even when it said the love of neighbors, right? Mashiach already
Right.
showed you who your neighbor was, right?
The one doing the will of the Father, everybody.
The Good Samaritan.
Okay. The one that
All
did
right,
good.
back at first group 4, picking it up
Hey,
at
let's deal with that
27.
second part of that too. On that 27 foot, where it say, I'll read 27 again. Be of good
Okay.
comfort, O my children, and cry unto Elohim. That's what we forget to do in Babylon. We get so comfortable in Babylon, we forget that we are in captivity and we ain't crying out to the Most High, right? We driving our fancy cars, living in our fancy houses, and we in Babylon, we ain't crying out to the Most High, forgetting that we in captivity, right? That's the whole purpose of Babylon. Even when we went in Babylon the first time, it said, I think it was only like 60,000 Israelites that went back. The other ones stayed because they like, man, I got a nice house. I got a nice camel. You feel me? I'm raising my kids up. They going to a good school. You know what I'm saying? They didn't return back, right? So it's the same thing, and the same thing's gonna happen during the second Exodus, right? When them ships from the Gentile nation, yeah, come from Tarshish. Right? They gonna be like, man, I'm staying in Babylon, man. I got a good thing going here, right? For you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. When you cry out to the Most High, he's gonna remember you. He's gonna remember you and be like, man, that's my people, man. You know what I'm saying? Bring my deliverance more swiftly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. 28, you got it.
For as it was your mind to go astray from Elohim, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Praise God.
Come on now. That ain't all you got to say.
You know it ain't. You know
I'm
it
trying
ain't.
to hold back. You know what I'm
You
saying?
have to hold back.
But that's real talk. Hey,
It is,
you know, but it's almost the same lie at the same time. So I feel you on that too.
Yeah, you just gotta sit there and praise y'all for real though. You feel me? Because he already told you what we read in that Jeremiah. Even the fruit of their thoughts was evil, right? So it's your mind to go astray from Elohim, rejecting his commandments, his Torah, right? That was in your mind going astray from him once you rejected Elohim and his law and commandments, right? So once you return, once the Most High turn you back, how much you need to seek him out?
10 times more. And look, the whole thing, the question was, why would the Most High allow that to happen? You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you could see what happens when that rock lifts his hands off you, man, you better seek him 10 times more.
You ain't got no choice.
For sure.
You ain't got no choice. Straight up. Because you went astray. You went astray from the Most High. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Just think about, you know, any situation that we deal with physically, right? You know what I'm saying? And we gotta be forgiven as the Most High has been forgiven to us, right?
Right.
You gotta go 10 times harder. You know what I'm saying? To even get that trust back. How about that? Somebody do something that's untrustworthy to you. You know what I'm saying? To gain that person's trust back, you gotta go 10 times harder to show them that I am
straight up.
Oh. Okay. For he that has brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your Yeshua, your salvation.
Right.
So look,
Take a good heart.
Like I said, I got the lineup for you. So let me read that one last time real quick. That you just read. Yeah, right there. For he that has brought these plagues upon you, shall bring you everlasting joy. Right? So he said I could do both, right? You can how you want it. You know what I'm saying? You want the good, the bad, the ugly. He said I'll give it to you. So we're gonna read that later. But he said I could give you plagues or I could give you that joy. But he said he's gonna give us both. We're gonna read that later.
Okay. He said, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave you the name will comfort you.
Oh, that should be a group discussion right there too. For he that gave you that name will comfort you, right? He changed Jacob's name to Yisrael, right? To overcome, right, with the Most High. So at this point right now, we need to ask ourselves, are you a Jacobite or Israelite? Right? Because the name was given to Jacob to name change to Yisrael, right? So now we got to start asking ourselves when we examine ourselves, am I walking like a Jacobite, just being a descendant from Jacob, or am I walking like an Israelite where that name was given to me to walk as upright, Yasharella, right? Come on, man.
Upright nation.
Right.
Miserable And you see this? And miserable are they that afflicted you and rejoiced at your fall.
Mm.
Miserable are the cities which your children serve. Miserable is she that received your sons.
Mm, mm,
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Miserable.
miserable.
For as she rejoiced at your ruin and was glad of your fall,
Mm-hmm.
so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
So we already know the Most High said, "Vengeance is mine; I shall repay." Right?
Right,
As
right.
even though the Most High brought this destruction upon us for rejecting His commandments, right? Because we got to bring it back to that. Not just it's really us rejecting it. Even every single person, even when you was growing up, you knew the 10 Commandments. Period. You know,
Mhm.
so we rejected it. But the Most High say, "You turn back to me, man. Your enemy's gonna be grieved when I bring that desolation on them. Vengeance is mine, and I shall repay," what the Most High said.
Okay. Now this is second Baruch 72. Now this is dealing with these end times, and this is what we got to look forward to. All right. After the signs have come, of which you were told before, when the nations become turbulent, that's when they knocking off their rooster.
Mm-hmm.
And the time of my Mashiach has come, right? Time of the Messiah has come. He shall both summon all the nations,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them he shall spare, and some of them he shall slay.
That's that 1/3 right there.
These things, therefore, shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him. Every nation which knows not Israel and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob shall indeed be spared. Right? Every nation.
Oh, that's nasty right there.
Yeah.
Let's hold that
Yes.
one time. Let's hold that one time
Okay.
and jump to that Isaiah 14:2.
Okay. Oops.
Matter of fact, we started at one. I like that. That was beautiful right there. We say, every
Okay.
nation which knows not Yashrael and has trodden down the seed of Jacob shall indeed be spared. That Isaiah 14:1. Because Yahuwah has compassion on Jacob and shall again choose Yisrael and give them rest in their own land, and those sojourners shall join them. Right? These are the same ones that the Most High indeed spared. These are the same
Right.
sojourners that the Most High indeed spared, right?
Right.
And the sojourners shall join them, and they shall cling to the house of Jacob. And the peoples shall take them, right? And bring them to their own place. And the house of Israel shall possess them for servants and female servants in the land
What?
of Yahoo. We shall
We're gonna have what we gonna have, Art?
servants and female servants
Hmm.
in the land of Yah. And they shall make captives of their captors and rule over their oppressors. Right? So we can't get that confused when we say captives of captors and rule over the oppressors. That's just talking about that you're gonna be on top again, right?
Yeah,
Right.
don't sound like them brothers, man.
Yeah, you're gonna be on top again. But how do we treat our servants and female servants? Just like Abraham treated his servants and female servants. He treated
Like
Eleazar
Eliezer,
exactly like Eleazar. He treated
loving
him.
son. Right.
Man, all praise. All praise.
All right,
Okay,
they get a portion too, right?
man. They said, let me grab onto your ZZ and come with you. I know you know the way of the Most High, right?
I got
Yeah.
a question.
Okay.
What's the difference between a sojourner and the stranger that's supposed to cleave?
That's the same thing.
That's the same thing. That's why it says sojourner instead of
Okay.
reading stranger. Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
So,
You know,
Okay.
Israel came out with strangers. You know, one not of the same nation as you, basically. You know what
right,
I'm
Okay.
saying? That's
right.
that's
Not of the
that's with you.
right, right. Not of the same nation as you.
All
And
right.
strangers, and when you are strange to something, that means it's almost abnormal to you, right? So we the ones that received the commandments and the covenant of the Most High. They didn't. So
Yeah.
they're strange to this. That wasn't for them. That wasn't given to them, right?
Yep. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Just wanted to ask that.
Okay. Back at Second Bruce 72:4. Every nation which knows not Yisrael and has not trodden down the seed of Jacob shall indeed be spared. And that's what a brother went up and showed us who them
Right.
people was, right? Them sojourners.
Right.
This is because some out of every nation shall be subject to your people.
We just read that right in that 14:2, right? We're gonna rule over the oppressors, right? They are called oppressors right now because they on top and we at the bottom.
Right. But all those who have ruled over you or have known you shall be given up to the sword.
And have known you. So they mean they know that you are the people of the Most High. And they still said, hey, man, throw their baby to the gators as the example we've been using, right? They know. The ones that don't know, there's a lot of Gentiles out here that don't know that we the people of the Most High, right? They ignorant to it. The Most High don't judge for ignorance. If you are ignorant to something, the Most High won't punish you for that. It's when you know, when you have knowledge of, right? That's what know means, to have knowledge of. That's when he say, oh yeah, I got you. You already knew what it was, and you wasn't obedient, or you was extra cruel with my people.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to First Baruch 4. And I'm gonna finish this off and then that'll be it.
Okay.
All right. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned in the morning. Talking about the nations. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about you towards the east. Behold the joy that comes unto you from from Elohim. Lo, your sons come, whom you sent away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Elohim. So that's what we got to look forward to, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds good. I can't wait.
Man, tell me about it. You know?
But
All right.
we did get let y'all mail run that line up, but
Okay, yeah. I think he want to go see the baby.
Hey, I say la for me. I hear y'all. Say la for me.
Okay.
Yes. I'll pass this baby right now.
Yeah. Jeremiah 18.
Yeah, one. Let me just get over there. Cause I got these here.
Would you say you want me to read it? Or
Yeah,
you
anybody can.
got it?
Yeah.
Or
Somebody
Adam?
can read that.
You want to read Adam?
I got it.
Okay. Or Jermaine?
We're reading 1 through 6. 1 through 6.
Okay. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahuwah saying, arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I let you hear my words. So I went down to the potter's house, and I saw him doing a piece of work. And I saw him doing a piece of work on the wheel. And the vessel that he made of clay was ruined in the hand of the potter. So he remade it into another vessel, and it seemed good to the potter to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the word of Yahuwah came to me saying, O house of Israel. I'm not able to do with you as this potter, declares Yahuwah.
Right.
Nasty.
So he said, "Oh, house of Israel, am I not able to do with you?" You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As what the potter could do to this clay. Go ahead, I'll keep reading. So that's a
Right.
good. That's good. Go ahead.
Right.
Mhm.
Remade you out, right? Remade
Mm-hmm.
you. You know what I'm saying? You was a broken vessel at first, right? You wasn't good in my eyes when you turned away from me. Go ahead though, my bad.
Go
Right.
ahead.
Look, as the clay is in the hand of the potter, so you are in my hand, O house of Israel.
Mm.
Mm.
Now let's go to Isaiah 45:9. Now, so the Most High said, "We in His hands." And what do we do? Let's go to Isaiah 45:9.
Woe to him who strives with his maker,
Mm-hmm.
a potsherd with the potsherds of the earth. Does clay say to him who forms it, what are you making? Or your handiwork say he has no hands?
All right. So that's what we did. Right. We went against our potter. We went against the Most High, and we strove. It said,
Right,
"Woe unto him that striveth with his maker," man.
Mhm.
And that's what we
right.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big woe. As we can
That's a
see, that's
big
a
woe.
big woe.
That's a big
You gonna
woe.
keep you
They
gonna
should have
keep reading that
capitalized.
you are. You gonna
I
keep
wasn't,
reading?
but you want to go
Yeah,
ahead.
let's,
You got something? You
yeah,
got something?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Cause
Okay.
he go back into it.
Yeah.
All right, 10. Woe to him who says to his father, what are you bringing forth? Or to the woman, what are you laboring over?
Mm.
Yeah, like who, like what you bringing forth? You know what I'm saying? Questioning
Mm,
that you can't even question. I mean, it's even like thank you for making me an Israelite. You ain't got no choice of where you're gonna be an Israel, Edomite, or anything before you born. You ain't got no
Right.
choice in
mm-hmm.
that.
You
Right.
can't stop while in the middle of formation and say, what you making, man? What you doing?
What you making? What
Mm-hmm.
you doing?
Right.
What you bringing forth? Another Israelite or another nation?
Mm.
Go ahead, keep going, on.
Thus says Yahuwah, the set apart one of Israel and his maker. Do you ask me about my sons, what is to come? And about the work of my hands, do you command me?
Mm.
Questions the Most High asks.
Right.
I have made the earth and created man on it.
Mm-hmm.
My hands have stretched out the heavens, and all their hosts I have commanded.
Right.
I have stirred him up in righteousness. In
Mm.
all his ways I make straight.
Come on.
He builds my city and lets my exiles go.
Let's talk about Mashiach right here.
This talking about the Koresh, Cyrus.
Okay.
Mm. Not for price nor reward, declares Yahuwah of hosts.
So this when we went back. This when we was able to go back. When we first went into exile, we was able to go back. So the Most High letting you know, I choose who I choose who I want.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? I choose who I want. And just like Aqua
Right.
said, no matter if it's an Israelite or Edomite, I choose who I want. You feel me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what,
And just like you
that's that.
said,
Go ahead.
I brought up Pharaoh to show my wonders, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Mm-hmm. Come on.
all
I
these
got
things,
Deuteronomy 32 next, but I don't know anything else. But I got Deuteronomy 32, 39.
32 and 39.
Mm-hmm. So we dealt with that. He's the potter and we the clay.
that's
You
right.
know what I mean? And he said, I can do what I want to you, O house of Israel. So think about it. We went against the Most High. I mean, in the craziest ways, worshipped other Elohims, after despite what he did for us in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? We went into captivity after captivity because we could never get right. You know what I'm
Especially after
saying?
they said in Egypt, we would do all that you command us to do.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And then that
Man.
Isaiah said, woe unto him that's striving with his master. You know what I'm saying? With his maker.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So then so this goes back to that same script we read earlier when I asked you out to read it again in that Baruch. when he said that, what he said, I'll give you the plagues, but I could give you that joy. And this is what I was going to talk about is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. You got it, Adam.
Okay. See now that I am he, and there is no Elohim besides me. I put to death and I make alive.
Mm-hmm.
I have wounded and I heal.
Mm-hmm.
And from my hand, no one delivers.
There you go. Like he said, can I not do with you, O house of Israel, as this potter could do with this clay?
Right.
You know what I mean? Are we gonna disobey him like that?
Right, man. Just like he can do
Well,
that, he put kings in places and he can remove kings when he chooses.
Let's see. We could hit this Exodus if y'all want. It just talks about let's go ahead and get it. Exodus 33:19. Look at this Exodus 33:19.
Exodus 33 and 19.
Yeah.
All right. And he said, I shall cause all my goodness to pass before you, and I shall proclaim the name of Yahuwah before you, and I shall favor him whom I favor, and shall have compassion on him whom I have compassion.
That's for
That
real.
was it. And that's real talk.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
Hey, that's a good breakdown right there.
And we're gonna end it with that Psalms 115 and 3. We're gonna end it with that.
You say 115.
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
115.
115 and 3. To end it with that.
But our Elohim is in the heavens. Whatever please him, he has done.
That's it. That's it. And like the word, like the word said, seek him 10 times harder, man. With that being said, that's why we said seek him 10 times harder. The Most High, we in His hands, You know what I'm saying? And it said, woe to them that strive with his maker. And that's what Israel did. And then we see what happened when the rock sold us. So that's why I say, ending with that, at the end of the day, man, we just gotta seek the Most High 10 times harder. We see what our people did, and the earth is in the hands of the wicked, and we know who ruled this earth. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta seek the Most High 10 times harder. But that's why all that stuff happened to us, man. Because they said a rock sold us.
Yeah.
And then he questioned the Most High, but the Most High said, hey, are you not in my, I will bring these evils upon you. That stuff is not light. Obviously, it wasn't light. But you got it all.
Okay. Let's hit this Amos 3.
Okay.
Really 1, 2, 3, or maybe go all the way to 4.
1 through 4.
Let's see. Maybe 1 through 6. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna jump though. We're gonna hit 1 and 2. We just hit 1 and 2. That's what we're talking about.
1 and 2. Hear this word that Yahuwah has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the entire clan which I brought up from the land of Mizraim, saying, you alone have I known of all the clans of the earth.
Right.
Therefore, I punish you for all your crookedness.
Right. So what other nations got the 10 commandments like we got?
Right.
As a people.
Right. And what other nations endured the enduring that we have gone through, right? Not saying that other nations have been through things, but what other nations have went through what we went through?
What other nations have gone through captivity like us?
Exactly.
And, we the only nations that's been held in captivity, from another nations. Other nations put their own people in captivity, but we in captivity through by another nation, right? Are you saying? And that's really honestly a good ending right there when they say you alone You
Right.
alone, Israel, have I
Right.
known of all the clans of the earth. Out of all these clans, all these tribes, what we'll call them, right? You the only one that I know, Israel, right? Because it's plenty of Hebrews. You can't just say I'm a Hebrew.
Right.
That's not a clan. You know what I'm saying? That's just a whole nation of people. But when you say I'm a Hebrew Israelite, that's when you're talking about that clan of Israelites, right? Therefore, I punish you for all your crookedness. He ain't say all them other nations. I ain't give my commandments. I ain't give my Torah to all these other nations. I gave it to you.
Right.
Gave it to
Hold
you.
on. Like you said, Isaiah 45. Woe unto them that strive with they maker, man. Straight up.
Right.
And that tell you why your people get more time in jail. You know what I'm saying? And it tell you it's just right there in your face. You know what I'm saying? A white person do something, they might get 6 months probation. Let a brother do it. He got 5 years to life.
Straight
You don't know
up.
when you gonna get out.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me piggyback off that one more time. That was really a good ending to that. All right? But let me piggyback off that one time with that Sirach 17 and verse 17.
Okay.
They say, you alone have I known. All praises, man.
Sirach 17.
Yes, sir. 17. And then we can read like 17 through 20.
Okay. Am I messing up?
That's Ecclesiastes. Let's go to
Yeah, my bad. Here we go. Sirach 17.
yes, sir.
17 and what?
Let's do 17 through 20.
Okay.
Okay. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Yashrael is Yahuwah's portion. Right? That's when he say, hey, you the only one that I know out of all these clans. Yashrael is my portion. Right?
Man, this make me want to jump to that Jubilees where he said, that
Let's hold that
Jubilees.
jump up there, not. Let's hold that then. Jump there then.
Uh,
Hold that.
you
We
know
just
what the one I'm talking about?
not really.
What's that like? Um, Let me see.
He said a ruler. So you remember remember in the originally, okay, my bad.
No, you good. Go ahead, talk. Go ahead, talk.
Just saying originally, you remember the only king that we had over us was the Most High until we came and we wanted a king like every other nation, right?
Right.
I think that was in the times of when Saul became the first king, right? Because it say in 17 again, for in the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. So every other nation had a king over them, right? But for Yashrael, Yahuwah's, but Yashrael is Yahuwah's portion, right? So that's supposed to be our king right there, for sure, right?
Hey, let's see. I'm looking for it, y'all. I thought it
Hey,
was
go and jump
Jubilee
back.
4.
Hey, jump back. All right, let's finish and then we'll say line. Get that.
All right. Where we at?
Sirach 17, and
All
we're gonna
right.
do verse 18.
All right.
So we get that more understanding when he say, "You alone have I known of all the clans of the earth."
All right. 17.
Verse 18.
Okay. Okay, y'all did see the scripture then. Y'all see it, right?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay.
All right, verse 18. Whom, being his firstborn, you see that? Firstborn, that means other nations got to be grafted in, right? Israel is his firstborn. Whom, being his firstborn, he nourishes with discipline. Without no discipline, ain't no nourishment, man.
Right.
We a stiff-necked people.
Mm-hmm.
From the beginning, we a stiff-necked people. The only way the Most High can nourish us is with discipline, chastisement, right?
Right. That's the only way we'll hearken and listen.
That's the only way we'll hearken, with that discipline. And giving him the light of his love does not forsake him. Therefore, all their works are as the sun before him. Come on. Your works are shining bright before the Most High like the sun.
Right.
Are your works going to be seen as wicked or righteous? Because they're shining bright before him, right?
Mm-hmm.
His eyes are continually upon their ways. Continually mean non-stop.
Non-stop.
Even if the nations do something, his eyes are not continually upon these other nations. They're continually upon the ways that we walk. Because he gave us his ways and how we should be moving.
Like he said in that Amos, you only have I known. Huh?
Exactly, you only have I known, therefore I punish you for all your crookedness. Because my eyes are continually upon your ways. As the sun shining bright, I'm always watching, right? Verse 20. None of their unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before Yahoo. You only have I known. Come on.
Yeah, you can't hide nothing then, huh?
Not nothing.
You go ahead and hit that next one. Come on, you know what I'm saying?
21. But Yahuwah being gracious and knowing his workmanship, neither left nor forsook them, but spared them.
And right there, and that's where he say, seek him 10 times more.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Right.
Exactly. All praises. Come on, bro.
Seek him 10 times more.
Seek him 10 times more, man.
But I also like, man, right there on what's that, 18 or 17, being his firstborn. Chose us before the foundation of everything. Before the foundation. Man. To make you think, man, before the foundation.
Firstborn. All praises.
All praises.
All praises, man.
All right, say like one time for us, Zach, unless you got it.
Yeah, I'm say like. Okay. 2 Timothy, what up?
2 and 3.
And like you say, you saying they minds is getting more darker, but again, we gotta understand that there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
So the Most High sent the floods before for a reason, right? He sent the floods for a reason.
Yeah.
He destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for a reason.
Right.
So nothing's really new under the sun. We just seeing it in our generation. We thinking like, wow, this is crazy. And it's hard to fathom sometimes, right?
Right.
But we just get back and read. If we get back and read the scripture, we see, man, it's been like this from before. It's been like this, you know.
Yep.
Yeah,
maybe we're gonna look at it like the veil has been lifted off of our eyes, and we see.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
get out of there, son.
That's all that's happening, actually.
Right. And then we got to give all praises to the Most High for ripping that veil off our eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, blessed. Hey, hold on. Blessed are your eyes that you can see. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And your ears that you can hear, right?
Yeah. And I always
Two.
say, can you stay in the dark? If you can't stay in the dark, you can't see the light.
Mm.
Yeah.
That 3
Okay. Two and three.
Timothy 3.
Yeah, that 3.
Oh,
You started at the
okay.
top. I think
Three.
cool.
Yeah, so check it out. But know this, that in the last days, hard times shall come.
What's gonna come in the last days up?
Hard times shall come.
Hmm.
For men shall be lovers of self,
Hmm.
lovers of silver.
Hey, hold on. Hold on. We already know that men love silver and money, right? Everybody say, I got to get that bag, right? I got to get that bag, right?
Yeah.
That's all you hear in these last days. But it
Yeah.
also say, go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Where are
Okay,
you
but it also,
reading? Where are you reading? It says Second Timothy
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
2.
Second
Chapter-
Timothy 2
chapter
and
3.
3.
Okay.
It also says, men shall be lovers of self. Now, what you be hearing in these last days, because that's what we're talking about right now, the last days, right? Lovers of self. How many people you hear these days say, nah, we God, son?
Yeah, man. I'm my own life force.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's lovers of self instead of loving the Most High, as He is the Most High, right? You're
That's
loving
right.
yourself, saying that you're God.
And check this out. Scroll back up real quick, Root to 1.
Okay.
So you see hard times, also definition in the Strongs, as hard to bear, right? So Angela, it's still hard to understand, right? It's hard to bear, it's troublesome.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good definition right
Yeah.
there. Hard to bear. That's saying that's like Lot. What's that one script one? He like Lot had to deal with so much in Sodom and Gomorrah. It's just hard to bear, right? All the wickedness around you.
Yeah, when you look around us, it is hard to bear. Look what all was done to us, and look what all was happening to our people and us these days.
And like Big Man just say, the kids that we raising up, they gonna have to deal with that. You feel me? It's hard to bear. Go ahead,
For men shall be lovers of self, lovers of silver, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, thankless, wrongdoers.
Ooh, hey, when they say thankless, that make me think. Even when, man, I know Big I can attest to this. Even in the 50s, I ain't gonna go that far. I ain't gonna do them like
You already did them like that, man.
Yeah, I already did it.
It say thankless. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, in Big Ock times used to at least say they grace before they ate. You know what I'm saying? They at least used to say Jesus wept. You feel me? Hey, they thankless these days. They be like, nigga, I got this meal on my own. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Yeah,
And one thing you gotta understand, this brother like to take shots at me every week. Every week he just love it. I don't know
going
why,
at it, man.
I think it got something to do with maybe with that First Timothy where it say how how you should treat an elder. I think he just
I'm
love going together.
I'm letting them know that to an elder. That brother was born. That brother was 50 years old in 1950. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, here go an example though.
According to
Jermaine.
knowledge, only according to knowledge.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, Jermaine, when you say you held the door open for them the shorties, and you got an attitude about it.
Yeah.
Thankless.
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 Thankless. Yep. And wrongdoers, unloving, unforgiving.
Hey, we got a wrongdoer up in here. I ain't gonna say no names
I
though.
ain't gonna say, don't say
But
no
I'm just
names.
saying, wrongdoers.
Told you stop throwing shots at y'all man. Cut it out.
Hey, and unloving. You talk about a Gentile? Oh man.
Hey, I'm telling you, Adam is loving to me. Let's go.
I love everybody.
There you go.
Unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without
Man, didn't I just
self-control.
get slandered? Did I just not get slandered?
I said it to his face, Adam. I said it to his face.
But without self-control.
Yeah, he ain't had no control over
Look
himself. He
at
couldn't
look
help
at
it.
hey now everything.
He
Look
couldn't
how he
help
do.
it.
Look how he do now.
He couldn't help. I just gotta say something. Just gotta say
Hey, man,
something.
stop acting like that in front of company. We got Miss Ann in here, man. Just let them read the scripts.
Well, hey, let me finish this, Adam.
Go ahead.
Without
You got it.
self-control, he ain't got no control over himself. Fears. Just because I do good, haters of good. You know what I'm saying? Betrayers. Reckless with his mouth. Puffed up. Lovers of pleasure and lovers of Elohim. I don't know about that. I don't know
Okay, all
about that.
praises. Cause you know I love the Most High. Okay, at least let me have some. You feel me?
I give him 1 out of 50.
Thank you. Give me something.
But
And
he got the
that's deep.
form of reverence.
I was gonna say like that lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Easter right now. I mean, all this knowledge and
Ooh.
all this stuff that you can show them that this is not of the Most High, but they'll well it's for the kids. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
for this, and they just love
Right.
to put more than they love the Most High, right? That's
Yeah.
what you see, right? When they tell you
Right.
it's for the kids, or we don't want to get into all that. Lovers of pleasures more than of Elohim. Let me just tell something real. I gotta get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had my baby. And it was around Easter time, and everybody wishing me happy Easter, but nobody gave praise to the Most High. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Nobody said nothing about giving. So during Passover, we give praise to the Most High. Easter, everybody wishing you happy Easter, but nobody giving praise. I wore a shirt with a Bible on it, and nobody wanted to talk to me about the word. But everybody is happy for Easter, but nobody, is saying, oh, you a believer? You this with the word, but everybody happy Easter. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you could just see it. You know what I'm saying? You see that broad path. That's
Well,
it.
when they say Happy Easter to me, I say Happy Resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just say that. I don't say Easter or anything. And
Jag be like, happy Easter to you too.
Nah, hey, y'all know he lying. Hey, they come to me, Miss Ann, and I don't want you to think, just they come to me with that happy Easter. I be like, I don't deal with the paganism. That's all I hit them with. You feel me? I don't deal with the
yeah, I
paganism.
just say Resurrection. I mean, because technically, can someone answer this? I mean, they'll say that Good Friday. Then is that 3 days, Friday to Sunday?
Not at all.
Nope. Break it
Only
down.
Okay,
by
I
Break it
thought I
down.
was crazy. I just thought I was crazy. I
Yep.
was trying to
See
figure it
this
out.
this again. See, this is what the world gives you. They give you all these pagan rituals and holidays and everything else, and everybody just follow along, not knowing.
Right. And you see the deception in that as you say that. You get 3 days from Good Friday to Easter Sunday morning.
math don't
3 days and 3 nights. It don't add up. And then you
It
tell them
don't add up.
they don't say nothing though. That's the
No,
problem. They
Nah.
just be like,
if you tell them that, they think you're Antichrist.
right,
And
no,
that's what I go.
man,
Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of Elohim. You know what
right?
I'm
And that
saying?
go, and that go
They
back to
just gonna
Easter
say,
and
"Oh
all this.
well, he has risen."
Right? And that go back to all these holidays that they have given you, right? Even when
Right.
they say
right,
love is a pleasure rather than Elohim, they be like, well, I'm doing this with Christmas for Christ. For Easter, I'm doing this for Christ. Well, if you're really doing it for him, go read his word and see when he said, remember me. What was he celebrating at that time? Him being the Passover lamb, right?
right,
So again, this is his birthday. Go show me that December 25th is his birthday. I can show you who they really celebrating. Now you show me that they really celebrating his birthday.
Right.
Well, even then when you show them, well, I'm still just doing it for Christ's birthday. I just showed you what it
Ain't
really
no
represents.
birthday.
Right.
They
Love
just
is
want
a
to open
pleasure.
presents and
No,
love for the kids.
they'll say it's not don't have to be specifically his birthday. It represents his birth. This is what you celebrate the birth. I said, but can you tell me, is that really his birthday? Well, no, but this is the day that they choose to celebrate. I'm like, who chose to celebrate it?
Yeah, he didn't
right.
celebrate his
Who
own birthday.
who who chose and why did they choose this date?
Right.
Right.
We can go
And
to
I'm
that
we can go to
Mark 7:8.
Maccabees.
Oh, okay,
Maccabees,
my
right?
bad.
Maccabees tell you that they used to do this something on the 25th
Right.
Winter
It was
solstice.
ritual.
It's the winter solstice festival.
They were killing babies and killing, raping, and doing all that on the 25th. It was a satanic ritual that they did on the 25th.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
they call it the winter solstice festival.
Yep. Yep.
Lighting of the lights and things like that. But you
Right.
Right.
imagine the lustful things that they do, just like they do in every other
Man.
pagan holiday.
And if I'm not mistaken, ain't they like celebrate Nimrod or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nimrod. Yep.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Yep. The evergreen tree.
That
The
was
Isn't
Bible
it?
green
talks
Is,
tree.
about the evergreen tree. Bible talk
it
about the evergreen tree.
isn't it?
And
Saturnalia.
Saturnalia. Yeah.
That too.
Saturnalia.
Winter solstice. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
But
then
you know what?
Easter.
Can I say something? I They know this already. They already know that that's the stiff neckness and they already know it's not Jesus's birthday. They
Ah,
already know all this stuff, you know?
They
Hey,
know
see how
that.
DeAndre said that with that fire? They notice that's that lovers of pleasure more than lovers
Exactly.
of
I was
Elohim.
just about to say
Yeah.
that. All
And
praise. Just
and
about
what
to
do they
say
get
that.
out of these days? They get profit, man.
Pleasure too. Hey,
Yeah.
you're being joyful when you give your kids gifts and you see them so happy. That's pleasure. I'm not
Right.
gonna do. Hey, a brother that came to me before after bringing the truth to me, he's like, "Well, did your mama deny you these gifts? I'm not gonna deny my child these
See,
gifts. What does that have to do with what we
yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
just
saying?
no understanding right there.
Right.
No, that's just like Easter. Isn't that like Esther or something like
That's
that?
Yeah.
Star,
Yeah.
Stardy,
Okay.
yeah, has many
I
names.
I
Semiramis,
ISIS.
Isis,
Yep.
No, Ishtar.
Ishtar,
It's all,
same
yep.
thing. Same
Yeah.
Yep.
thing.
Same thing.
And they worship the pagan prostitute temple.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, all idols, all man, what's that? What is it, Adam? What was that
Psalms
word?
96 and 5.
All idols will be obsolete. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember the actual title of the
Well, that
discussion.
one,
Yeah.
that's some revelation, ain't it? For
Now
without
talk
I'm
one.
about the
I'm
discussion.
talking about that discussion you did. All
Yeah,
idols
Okay.
all idols.
obsolete.
Yep,
Oh,
will be destroyed or something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's sad when when you spend time going over these things with people and then they just go back and do it and just be like Shaq said, did your mama do this for you? You had Christmas when you was young.
Right.
Yeah, my mama and
yeah.
daddy didn't know what they was doing then. They was
Yeah.
following the masses just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you gotta think like, our it was passed down as traditions of men. And
Exactly.
then, it's gonna stop somewhere. Somewhere in the
No,
household is gonna stop. That's why he
Right.
say, I take you one of a family, two of a city. So if he's gonna take you one of a family, that means everybody else ain't gonna get it. Two of a city, that ain't everybody else in the city ain't gonna get it. They gonna still do what they do. These things that we know we can read. So, this stuff ain't no surprise, but it's still mind boggling. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
you can sit
Yeah.
there and just, come on, don't you see this? And then they don't see it.
and that's why Mashiach said they don't see it, wipe your feet with them. We can't keep on dealing with them. Because that's just gonna have us stressful in our mind, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why when Jeremiah ate that word, when it got to his belly, it became bitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's bitter because you bring this word to your family, it's bitter because like man, you want them to see it.
Right. And you want them to gain salvation, most importantly.
Gain salvation, most importantly. The main thing, that's what you want everybody to see and have. It's like they reject it. It's just like my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because they reject knowledge.
They did what with it out?
They reject it.
Right. Once they reject it, just dust your feet off with them. Move to the next, man. Where we at with it?
Okay.
Well, gentlemen,
Verse
I
5.
enjoyed my phone may go dead, but I just want you to know
Okay.
I enjoyed this. So I'm gonna plug it up and Would you like to pray before I leave, and then y'all can carry on, or do y'all just carry on and forget me?
We ain't gonna forget you. We're gonna be
We're gonna be looking
waiting
for
on
you
your
next week.
Yeah, we're gonna be waiting
Hey,
on your next Shabbat.
that's if that brother that's talking all the time don't run you away. You know what I'm saying? Because he's pretty good at it.
You talking about yourself. You talking about yourself, man. All
Yeah, I
praise to God.
appreciate you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming in here, and we do it every Shabbat. You know, you welcome, more than welcome every week to jump in here with us.
And I enjoyed it. I really did. Thank you guys for letting me partake. Y'all have a wonderful week and be blessed.
Right on.
Hi,
All
you
right, all
too.
praise.
All
Shabbat
praise.
shalom. Okay. Okay.
I was, wanted to talk about the ships of Tarshish and where the Lord is gonna, how is he gonna, he has these, he say he's gonna bring us out of these nations. I don't know if we talked about this before, but that's what I want to talk about, the ships of Tarshish, and how is he going to bring us out of these. We talked about what's going to happen before, after, but I kind of been asking different brothers, whether it be you guys or other people that I rock with, it just kind of the same answer, or same question. I was just wondering what you guys think, and if we've talked about it before, then there's no really need to dabble in it, but go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you talking about the ships of Tarshish coming?
You want to deal
Yeah.
with that first?
I mean, we
That'll
can.
be.
We,
I think we dealt with it, Giandro. When you say you remember it, we dealt with it. I believe in the gathering us in the wilderness. You feel me?
I
yeah.
think we did. I think we did.
We can jump back to it though. It's all good.
Um,
Where you want to start them at?
I was thinking
or
like
hey, if somebody got something more, if we already went over mines, if somebody got something more important that they got on their mind, you know what I mean? Let's dive out before we dive into something that we already went over. If any of the other brothers
I
want
mean,
got
I
something.
mean, everything important, Andre. Even your
Right,
questions, huh?
right. Everything important. So long as the main
Even
thing
what you were just saying.
right? The main thing that we here for edification, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Build each other up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know
What's
what
that, Isaiah? That Isaiah? Huh?
Isaiah 11, I believe. Oh no. I'm looking at something else. I'm thinking about the second Exodus. We can read that Isaiah 11 too. I was thinking ships of Tarshish. That's hold on. That was like
That's
40.
still in Isaiah. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
still in
like maybe 50 something, 60 maybe.
like 40 something maybe. I don't know. Hold on, let me get my phone.
Let me
Yo, when I type it up, it's showing Isaiah 2 and 16
Isaiah 2 and 16.
and Isaiah 23. There's a
3 or
reference
14.
Ezekiel 27 as well too.
Okay, what was that? Second Isaiah you said? Isaiah what?
Yeah, Isaiah 2 and 16.
It's not that two. It's not that two though.
That
Okay.
26, I think you said?
23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't step on those.
Oh yeah, that's that one right there. What else you get from that Isaiah?
Ezekiel 27.
Get up there.
Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60 and 9.
60
Okay.
and 9. Okay.
Yeah, it's showing it too. There you go.
Okay, let's read down to it. How about that?
Yeah, that's perfect, guys. Let's do that.
Okay. Arise, shine, for your light has come. Talking about the gathering. And the esteem of Yahuwah has risen upon you. For look, darkness covers the earth.
Hey, what cover the earth right now?
Darkness.
That's all we
blindness.
see. Right.
For look, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But Yahuwah arises over you, and his esteem is seen upon you. And the nations shall come to your light, right? That's what you was reading earlier in that Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
And sovereigns to the brightness of your rising. Lift up your eyes all around and see. All of them have gathered. They have come to you. Your sons come from afar. Your daughters are supported on the side. Then you shall see and be bright, and your heart shall throb and swell. For the wealth of the sea is turned to you.
Mm-hmm.
The riches of the nations come to you.
Mm-hmm. That's when we're saying we back on top. We've been talking about that all day, right?
Mm-hmm. A stream of camels cover your land. The dromedaries and Midian and Ephah, all those from Sheba come, bearing gold and incense, and proclaiming the praises of Yahuwah. We can read the same thing in Revelation 2. All the flocks of Kedar are gathered to you. The rams of Neboiath serve you. They
He's
come
still
up
talking
for
about a whole bunch of nations, right? Look at all the nations that's being named, right?
mm-hmm. They come up for acceptance on my slaughter place,
Mm-hmm.
and I embellish my esteemed house. Who are those who fly like a cloud and like doves to their windows? What are we talking about right there?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about planes or what?
No,
Because the coastlands wait for me.
Who waits?
The coastlands.
Who on the coastlands? When you think about the coastlands, when we think about Jerusalem, are we thinking about just that place? When you think about coastlands, that's talking about Gentile nations, right?
All right. And the ships of Tarshish first. What they gonna do? To bring your sons from afar.
Okay.
Their silver and their gold with them.
The same time we had that Exodus, when we left Mizraim, what we do? We took their silver and gold.
With a lot of stuff. Right. They're gonna already be over there. And they're gonna be bringing the rest of the sons and daughters of Jacob with them to the name of Yahuwah, your Elohim, and to the set apart one of Israel, because he has adorned you.
Oh, praises.
And the sons of the foreigners shall build your walls, and their sovereigns serve you.
You see that? So no longer are you building your own wall. Who's going to build that wall?
Sons of foreigners.
Foreigners. That's why I say they're going to be out your servant, right?
Mm-hmm. And it said, for my wrath I have stricken you. Go ahead, my bad.
You got it, Go ahead.
I said, for in my wrath I have stricken you.
Mm-hmm.
But in my delight I shall have compassion on you.
I wish she would have stayed in here for this part.
Right? I know. I was just thinking that. And your gates shall be open continually.
Mm-hmm.
They are not shut day or night to bring you. Go ahead.
Because you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't got to close your gates in fear of the enemy, right?
Right. or thinking somebody gonna come in and steal something. You ain't gotta worry about none of
You
that.
ain't gotta worry about that. You're gonna be worried about people just still not even trading, just bringing in gifts, right?
Mm-hmm. To bring to you the wealth of the nations and their sovereigns in procession.
Mm-hmm.
For the nation and the reign that do not serve you shall perish.
That's a big statement right there. That is a very
And
big statement. That's why we read that earlier about these nations who gonna serve us, right? Who gonna be our
right,
servants. Because if they don't serve us and they knew who we are, and they knew that you were Israelites, the people of the Most High, they shall what? Perish.
Look at that, perish. And
perish.
then after seeing all this before all this take place, and now that you see for the Most High, and you still want to serve, man, that's pretty bold, man.
They ain't got no choice but to perish then.
Right, like man, we still ain't bad. We ain't serving them, man. Forget them. Yeah.
They still niggers in our eyes. You know what I'm talking about?
Man.
Man. You know, you even catch some of them say, man, if Jesus is black, I'm not serving him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you mean? That was the reason that they changed the likeness of his image.
Yeah.
That was the original reason they changed the likeness of his image.
Yeah.
They said we will serve this Jesus, but not a black one.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, we can say that's the deception of Satan too.
It is.
You know, Satan
It
gonna change that image. That way them other nations can perish. Because
Right.
remember, they still the sons and daughters of Adam and Eve.
Right, but again, these same nations, if you say that, then that's just wickedness in itself, right? That's wickedness in itself. That was the whole point of the Renaissance era, right? Changing the likeness.
Yeah, Caesar Borgia.
Yeah. Changing the likeness, huh?
The Satan is behind all that.
Before the Renaissance, everybody was still knowing this image of this black Yahusha. Or Yahusha, let me just say that, not even black, Yahusha, right? But during the Renaissance, they say, we're not going to serve this black Jesus. We want to serve him, but not the black one. So that's why it's called the Renaissance. Renaissance means like renewal, right? In this case, change. You know what I'm talking about?
Deception.
Yeah, for the nation and the reign that do not serve you shall perish, and those nations shall be utterly laid waste.
Man.
Yeah, you can throw that Baruch 72 on this, right?
Oh yeah, you right, you right.
So what do you guys? So where do you guys think? Where do you guys think it's gonna come from? You know, what's a guess? You got to guess where the ships of Tarshish is. What in were they giving us some hints in the scriptures? What do you guys think?
Yeah, you go read Genesis 10 and understand who Tarshish is, right?
Hey, I want to say, like, what nation is so hated? You know what I mean? That they would, not want to serve them. Even when Mashiach is reigning, it's us. Like, you see the way the other nations deal with each other. Like, they might not marry the black person, but they'll marry another, like, especially white people. They can marry like a Chinese person, an Indian person. They'll be all cool with their person marrying a white guy, but you wear a black guy is a problem. But you see the nations, they deal with each other to a point to where, like, you can see them not wanting to worship. You know what I mean? Or reverence us as a people. You know what I'm saying? To have that much hate, that, like he said, for the nation that would not worship you, they will utterly perish. Only we get that type of hate to where you could, you know what I mean? Imagine that. Cause they got no problem dealing with each other. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They ain't got no problem with that. But they'd tear butt up.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
As long as it ain't black.
Hey, the thing is, what they promoting in Babylon right now in every commercial, and not just, man, I done seen commercials with black and Chinese, black and white. You feel me?
Got that.
That's what's being promoted in Babylon right now.
Well,
you feel me?
Yeah, you're right. Then the sad part is mostly what I see him promoted is dude on dude, man.
Right. Man. That too.
I'm gonna promote this. You just take this medicine. You know what I'm saying?
That lets you know who running running stuff though. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Right. So like in the normal world, you feel me out? Like so for you, I know you like you said that's being promoted now. All the mixing racing, but like I just said, like Adam said, it's do on do, woman on woman. That's like the only way
Yeah.
that they'll push that stuff. But like before they was promoting that dude on dude stuff, it was normal to hear like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like the Indian they'll prefer, you know, with a white guy. You know what I mean? That was normal.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, if they was with us, you know it was a problem. But as long as they dated somebody of another nation, that would be cool. But yeah, like I said, like dude on dude, like all these abominations, they gotta put us. They want to put us with the abominations. You get what I'm saying?
Just like how they was, yeah, just like how every time they got a bacon commercial, they got a black person on it.
What kind of
Yeah,
commercial?
yeah.
Bacon,
Bacon.
talking about bacon.
Uh,
Oh, I love me some bacon.
Hey, that made me think about Marv last week though. He was out the
hey
chain.
man, I had to tell Marvin again. I said, "What you going through? Phase?" He said something else the day we was talking. What's wrong with you, man? To my yeah, it tastes just like bacon.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
he was out the chain
god.
last week. He was out the chain talking
So
about
you
put
want to
some
get that beef triples? It tastes
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like chitlins.
He talking about taste like chillings. I was like, that's nasty. He talking
Think
about
about.
he's like put some turkey roni in the oven. It's gonna taste like
Oh my god. Oh, you gonna make me die. I got the baby on me. Think about like Shaq pizza. You know, he got that pepperoni pizza, all the pepperonis on it,
Yeah,
all that.
man. That big shack pizza, yeah.
Yeah, all the abominations, right?
Triple abomination pizza, pepperoni.
Um,
See, y'all got big. I distracted talking about that bacon. He like a Shaq pizza. A Shaq pizza.
Garlic crust.
Yeah. That brother started licking his lips. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I
you
said,
gotta watch
I
that,
said,
brother.
oh, I said garlic crust with bacon bits on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Bacon bits with some stuffed crust, little bacon bits in there too. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Oh, stop. Y'all gotta stop getting these elders distracted on some pork, man. Straight up.
You eat that beef bacon?
That stuff like really like beef skirt steak on.
Yeah, I be
Decent.
tearing that beef bacon up.
Decent.
You know
Not like skirt steak, maybe like shavings off of beef skin. I don't know.
That beef bacon's fire. I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
I ain't saying it's bad. I'm just talking about it has no
It is fire, DeAndre. I like it.
it don't
It's fire.
represent it has no representation of like pork bacon is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Just
so
like
so you saying you miss bacon then?
And y'all finna say, Shad, you sound like Marv now, man.
oh, I'm not saying it's bad.
that.
Listen, I ain't hey, even when y'all brothers was eating bacon, I wouldn't put it like that. I'm basically saying the texture, all that don't even represent bacon. I don't
It's
know why they
different.
call it beef bacon. It's more like a beef.
Hey, that brother miss bacon, brother. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
somebody missing that crispy.
Hey, you know what? I'm about to get out of here. You know, I ain't taking this. I ain't taking this slander. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with it.
Nah, play it. Yeah.
Somebody check his Papa John. Somebody check his Papa John pizza order history. That boy
Oh,
got that. He got the
You know what?
shakaroni.
I ain't gonna tell nobody about your Papa John pizza
Hey,
ordering. You feel
hold
me?
on. What you
He
talking
ain't gonna
about?
call me the other day talking about, oh, I forgot it's the feast of unleavened bread. I just had Papa John's.
He buying pizza Hut. Nah, he
He
ain't buying
bought
no
a
pizza
pizza.
this
Talking
week,
about, I forgot.
goddamn.
You know, y'all man get a pizza every week, huh? You know he get a pizza every week.
Ah, man, he ain't had nothing to eat for the kids this week,
He
huh?
ain't had nothing to eat. He ain't had nothing to eat. I said, you know, it say, bring an offering made by fire. He was like, yeah, Papa John's made that offering by fire.
oh no.
Remove that leaven. Remove that leaven.
That brother said, I can't wait to have me a pizza. I can't wait. What you looking for, Out?
I'm just trying to piggyback off DeAndre's question. You know, um, when he was like, "How do we know?" What did you say, DeAndre? How we know when we going to the ships
Well,
and stuff like that?
well, just you know, really everything that's kind of around that, man. It's kind of, you know, it's yeah, it could be the ships coming, what nations are going to be involved, um, you know, just when is it? Really, just everything around there. You know, that's a kind of a mystery. You know,
Oh, you
kind of.
dealing with that deliverance? I talking about like the chariots and stuff.
No, no, not really. No, just you know, like it says, we're supposed to have silver and gold. One of how many of
Oh,
us really
okay.
have silver and gold right now? Okay,
No.
so that's you know, I got some silver, but I'm not. It ain't no big. It ain't no big silver, and I barely got any gold. If you're talking, you know, about nuggets and actual like gold.
Oh,
Get out of there! Stop touching.
when you talking about nuggets, you talking about like pure gold, not nobody with a gold chain on, right?
Well, that's speculative. That's speculative because it's okay, baby. It's okay. Just don't touch there. Um, that's speculative because some people, you are on me every time I get talking. Um, um, like, so, like chains can be, okay. Let me talk, baby, please. Chains can be some people do, prefer jewelry in its form, and then some people, you know, like nuggets and bars or whatever kind of shape that it whatever type of shape it is. But there's descriptors in, you know, the Tarshish chapter that, you know, will be coming out of there with silver and gold, and those are just mysteries to me. I see where we're at. You know, yes and no to answer your question. It could be change, it could be gold, but you know, it's just these little descriptors like um it was like what did it say, Big Aka? The nation will be flying out or fly something. There's just a lot of weird like things that, you know, that are spoken in the chapter and around the Bible, how we supposed to get released. That deliverance is one thing, but I'm saying, um, I don't know. I that's the
You said,
mystery.
how are we gonna get released, right? That what you said.
Yeah.
Let's read this, DeAndre. Maybe this will answer some more. We'll read this 17. This is that Melchizedek. All right. In the 6 years of opportunity, Samael, the great deceiver and the jester of despair, will use all possible resources to prevent the realization of Yahweh through his people.
Hmm.
And the, and I go ahead. You got something to say?
When it says the great deceiver, he is a great deceiver. We are in the age of AI, right? The great
Mm-hmm.
deceiver and a gesture of despair, right? Because we already know these are the last days and his time is up on this earth, right? So in a gesture of
Right.
despair, we use all possible resources to prevent the realization, because everybody's going to be able to see it at this time. It's just that if you're going to accept it, prevent the realization of Yahoo through his people. So it's going to be a
Through his
lot of
people.
deceiving in these last times, right?
Yeah. Yep. Not only AI. Check out New Age.
What's New Age?
Man, boy, I'm gonna bust that out. So New Age is pretty much the same thing as Old Age. Ain't nothing new under the sun. They
Okay.
trying all these different spiritual aspects of things, man. Pretty much like witchcraft, crystals, and all that stuff. New Age.
Okay. Okay.
But ain't nothing new under the sun.
Well, like you say, he's gonna use all possible resources, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it out.
In, in opposition to the sanctification of the Sabbath, which is the sign of the covenant between Yahuwah and his chosen ones.
Hey, we can read that. We can read that in Exodus right now. I believe it's chapter 33. I'm not really sure, but we can read that right now. right? Most High say, I sanctify you, and you showed that you are sanctified, you know what I'm saying, by keeping my Sabbath day. It's a sign of a covenant, right, between me and you.
Right. Right.
Every other nation gonna be like the Sabbath. That's Sunday. That's resurrection, right? No, he already told you this is a sign of the covenant. You keeping my Sabbath day. Go ahead, Al.
Right. Which is a sign of the covenant between Yahuwah and his chosen ones. Numerous religions allied to impious rulers,
Mhm.
will impose another day for worship.
What does that mean when they want to impose another day for worship? What does that mean?
Sunday.
Sunday. What day did they impose for a day of worship?
Sunday.
Sunday. Man, you come out here, man, back in the day, you growing up in Texas, man, everything used to be closed on Sunday. They imposed another day for worship. I'm talking about even your major stores was closed on Sunday.
Mhm.
They was imposing another day for worship, saying Sunday is your day that you need to worship, not Saturday. Go ahead, Art.
Not being able to buy or sell, all those who remain faithful to the covenant of Yahuwah in those years of trials, the elect of Elohim will survive by caring for angels.
It say in these days of trial, right? These days of trial. It say, hey, basically we'll give you Sunday. You can go do what you need to do. But hey, keeping the Most High commandment to work, keep his Sabbath day, that's a time of trial in these times. Straight up.
Okay, the elect of Elohim will survive by caring for angels who will lead them away from the populous cities that will be punished for the last 7 plagues that will fall on the unrepentant at the end of the 6 years.
Mm.
Do you kind of get something right there?
It's kind of when people be saying 7 years of tribulation, this is kind of saying that instead of 3.5 years. Because then when you start putting 3.5 plus 3.5, that equals 7. So we gotta get that Revelations would be a good read next time. Go ahead.
Let me say something that kind of answers the question, really, not the ships of Tarshish, but how are we going to kind of get separated? Because obviously, the
angels,
the angel is separating the chosen ones, just like Moses. You know what happened with the Passover? They were commanded to do something. They did that, and it separated them. And so, with that separation, there has to be something. What he doesn't want us to know now, but there's going to be a separation that separates, the people from the ones that don't want to follow y'all's commandments, and then from there, that if we don't get touched by the plagues or get out of there, it's a kind of a given. But that's kind of the answer. But
that's what I was thinking, that would answer your question, because like all we gotta do is keep doing what we're doing, following these commandments. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the hope that the angels gonna lead us out of these populated cities, either to Tarshish or to the wilderness, wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? To the ships of Tarshish or to the wherever you at. So that's my belief right there. That's why I went here, because of the angels gonna lead us out of the populated cities.
But how we
So
gonna get to the wilderness though?
That's what that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the plague is the forebearer of us getting into the wilderness. We're not just gonna go there. Maybe they're gonna oppress us, but it seems like there's gonna be a reason for us to push into the wilderness. And the plagues, if we're talking about the greater are the what do you want to call it, greater, when he says that the us coming out of Babylon will be greater than Egypt, then those were plagues that came upon Pharaoh. So
Just think like angel leads you out of your house or whatever into a place you don't even know, and then mess around and Jay Andre there, Adam there, Marv there, Shauna there. You know what I'm saying? You like, man, how y'all get here? I don't know. How you get here? We all end up being at the same place, being led away by angels. That's just a thought. You know what I'm saying?
But the messenger comes to your mind to give you this, So it's like how you got there because the messenger came and revealed how you should go, right?
Right, right.
But I
And
think
next
that
thing
this is
you
gonna
know,
be
you met up with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
but this is gonna be seen by everybody. Everybody gonna witness this, the salvation. So I
Yeah,
mean, I
everybody
still
gonna be
think,
a part of it. It's like shit from Tarsus. Everybody gonna be a part of it. Tarsus is a nation, a Gentile nation, one of the same nations that brung us over here. The same nation that brung us over here is gonna be taking us back over, right? They got cruise ships, all these things, big liners, all these things, right? So it's gonna be a way that the Most High gonna provide for them. That's gonna be put maybe in their hearts or just through any type of situation that the Most High bring to be like, man, these people gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
I thought this thing gonna be
Yeah.
supernatural. I know we talked about this before too, but I
Man,
feel like this thing gotta be like supernatural.
let's jump to that Exodus. I mean that Isaiah 11 next.
So when you think about when we left Egypt, the Most High was doing things through the Spirit. You know what I mean? That we seen like they parting the Red Sea, turning the sea to red, the pillar of fire, the
Right, and
cloud.
that's just the Most High showing His power again. But the Most High showing
Yeah,
His power, He already told us how it was gonna come down. That's why we're talking about the ships of Tarshish. He already told you
but,
how it's gonna go down. Just like
but
when He told us how we was gonna be back in Egypt or in Babylon again through ships, right? Through ships,
through
and He let
ships,
us know how you gonna return to get to the wilderness through these same ships. From
got the ships.
Hey, jump down
Man,
there.
some people we got out, but some people look at that revelation that talk about flying on the wings of an eagle into the wilderness.
Yeah, that's that angels leading
Yeah,
you away. I
Jump
don't
down
yeah.
think
to
you're gonna be
10,
flying. To what?
But I mean,
Where
that's
at?
what he say.
10. And I don't disagree with it. Could be planes also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I when I think about it, I could be wrong. I think about them. You heard what I be talking about them chariots.
Them
I think
chariots.
them
I know what you're
chariots
talking about.
gonna come
Yeah,
down.
I thought about
You
the
know what I'm
chariots.
saying?
We jumping on them ships from Tarsus. He be like, chariots ain't came yet. I ain't going. Don't get left in
Yeah.
Babylon. Don't get left in
Hey,
Babylon.
cause look, come on, like let's just say this, like it makes sense that they dealing with the UFOs and all of a sudden UFOs is real and the spaceships. I'm like, when them chariots come and get us, they gonna say like they gonna blame it on aliens, bro. But go ahead.
No,
Hey,
hey,
what? Hey, when you think about that, what Yamil say, you remember we read that Abraham. What was Abraham riding in?
A chariot.
Chariot.
And
hey,
he was seeing all the evil being done. They were destroying the air.
Yeah, yeah.
Even when Mashiach come, what they gonna be saying? Aliens. And
Right.
that's why I say in Ezra's, all the people they gonna be fighting against each other. And then when they see Mashiach come, they gonna stop fighting against each other and
And
come
fight
together
against
and
him.
try
Yo,
to
that's part of the
Yep.
deception. That's part of the deception.
right. Right. That's why they keep on putting aliens on you every single day. They want you to keep believing that. Sometimes we got to understand what the Most High told us is set in stone. You know what I'm saying? And reading these scriptures, feel like I never heard him talk about. Only person I heard him say that's aliens is us. We aliens of this world. The only person he called aliens is us. So again, they keep on putting that from you. Oh, people from another world about to come take over and stuff like that. That's a part of deception, man.
It amazes me though for the people who think like when Michael, and all the holy angels come, the sky cracks. Who gonna be stupid enough to say that? Let's go against these guys.
Come on.
That's why they
Again,
can't get that mark of the beast.
Hey, the
America,
same.
America is stupid enough.
that's why they keep telling you aliens. Because who's gonna be stupid enough to fight against Mashiach? But if you believe it's an alien coming, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm about to fight against him.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Stupid, man.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Okay.
Isaiah 11 and 10. And in that day, there shall be a root of Yeshai, standing as a banner to the people. What is a banner? Hey, matter of fact, let's get that definition. What's a banner out here? A banner
is
means a sign, right? It's a sign, right?
Right.
That is my definition. What's the definition of a banner? Get the proper definition.
I got you. You could put it up too. So you said design, right, Shad?
I said it's a sign.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, slogan or design hung in a public place or carried in a demonstration or procession.
A demonstration or what?
Procession.
Procession. Okay.
Number of people or vehicles moving,
What else you got?
Long strip of cloth bearing a slogan.
Okay, we've seen those type of banners before.
Advertisement.
Advertisement. I like that.
Yeah. That's pretty much probably gonna be your best one that you say, like, it's advertising. You advertising.
Yeah, to let you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Let you know what it is, right?
Long strip cloth bearing a slogan or design.
Right.
Yeah, like you see, like the Bull Stadium got 6 banners, right? So they're advertising that. I think Houston only got like what, 2?
I don't know.
I don't even. Yeah, if they got
you.
that many, yeah. If they got that many, yeah.
Hey, brother, right here. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good one,
man. You gotta watch some Illinois brothers, man. I'm talking about classic hate, bro. You know what I'm saying? You write about these brothers in the book, how they behave. All right, a banner. So we just gonna still say it's a sign to show you something.
Okay.
Advertisement, right? Show you something, right? So in that day,
the Bulls got on top in their stadium.
I don't deal. Hey man, hey Yamil, tell them we don't deal with that. What you say? What you call it, Yamil? That vanity. We don't deal with that vanity.
It's vain right now. Wait till we get out of here. It ain't gonna be vain no more.
And then Rockets gonna destroy them. You feel me? Here we go. And in that day, there should be a root of Yeshai. We know who that is, Mashiach, standing as a banner to the people. It didn't say Yahweh, it said to the people. Unto him, the nation shall see, right? And his rest shall be esteemed. His rest shall be glory, right? Mashiach's rest shall be glory, right? Verse 11. And it shall be in that day that Yahuwah sets his hand again. What does that mean when it say again? That means it happened already, right?
Before.
Exactly. Right. Set his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people. That's the second Exodus right there.
Where you gonna gather them from?
To recover the remnant of his people who are left from Ashur and from Mitzrayim. What do we call this land right now that we are in? Mitzrayim, or we call it Babylon, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the isles of the sea. The isles of the sea. The isles of the sea. That means the islands, right?
Yep.
And he shall raise a banner for the nations. And he shall raise a banner for the nations. Right? What we said, an advertisement, a sign for the nations. And that means plus, and gather the outcasts of Israel. and assembled the dispersed of Yahudah from the four corners of the earth. So from these same ships from Tarshish, go ahead, Doc.
No, I was just saying, so that's us right there from the four corners of the earth. We far from.
Yeah, we everywhere. You know that four corners of the earth. And that's letting you know that the earth is flat too, right? Come on. You can't get four corners out of round earth, right? That's why it's called circle.
No, you're not no flat earther, are you?
Uh-oh.
The show, like
yeah,
four corners. You can't get corners out of a circle.
Out of a ball.
This is sounding like some Gentile.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
saying. Hey, we just talked about the Renaissance era. Guess what? The earth is round come from? The Renaissance area. The same people that painted the image of Mashiach to be white said that the earth was round.
Man, I think we need to dive into that like another topic.
Before the Renaissance area, the earth was flat. But guess what? During the Renaissance, when they start painting your Mashiach as white, they said the earth was also round. But now we're reading the four corners. You can't get corners out of a round ball.
I'm saying, then is the sun flat then?
Is the sun flat? What does it have to do with the earth? What does the sun and the earth have to do? We're talking about the earth right now, not the sun.
Then okay. This is what we said.
We gotta hear a point.
Let me ask you this.
You gotta hear a point.
The earth is circle. Is Saturn's rings flat?
Have you seen Saturn?
Man, they've been.
No, I'm just asking. No, you asked me a question. I responded with a question. Have you seen Saturn?
Are you talking about me myself?
Yes, you yourself. You can't speak about that if you ain't seen it. So you're saying that Saturn it has rings. I don't even know if it has rings.
All I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, if the Earth is flat, and ain't none of the rest of the planets flat, and the sun ain't flat, I don't know about that.
Do you understand the difference between a ball and being flat?
I
used to think the
difference between a plane of existence, a plane of existence versus a globe or a sphere or a this is all I'm saying. The moon goes around the flat earth. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all. And we can move on. And I don't think so, because if it was flat, we see in one side of the moon all I'm saying is let me before I sound like I'm flat earth hating. I don't believe that I believe in that there's a firmament, but I think that the firmament is talking about the galaxy. This galaxy that we're in, we are contained in a bubble in regards to this galaxy.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
No knock against you, Shad. You know what I'm saying? I used to think the earth was flat too.
No. Trust me. It ain't no ball that they told you it was. Because every time you go up, you'll be able to go around that same circular ball that they're speaking of. When we say flat, we're not talking about it's a square. We're talking about, you can say it's circular also. That's fine.
So you're a flat earth. You said we. So you're a flat earther?
No,
it's not a ball. I'm guaranteed it's not a ball. I guarantee you that the earth that they told you is a sphere is not a sphere at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You know that picture? But I don't think that Earth is like dead flat. But are you trying to say like, man, I can't explain that one picture that they got, but I can kind of like that sphere, I guess. But you can read Isaiah 40 says that he sits on the circle upon the earth. It tell you that the earth is circle, but
right.
I understand what you're saying.
A circle is different from a sphere. The earth that they
believe is a sphere. I believe that we on a flat plane, but like as far as the earth being a circle, it's probably circle at the top, but not at the bottom.
Oh, big Hawk's a flat earther too. Oh shit!
Because we got to put stuff in perspective. Because if you think it's a sphere, you're not putting stuff in perspective.
Hey,
right?
let me ask y'all this though before I jump to conclusions. Does Job kind of give a reference on that?
What does he say, y'all? What
Yeah, I
is it?
think it's in Job. Yeah, Job 40.
When he said, "Where were you?" I set the foundations. Is it hanging on a string or whatever, or does that
Right.
kind of give a reference to that is
He
round?
Isaiah,
hang the
hold
earth
up.
on nothing. I mean, because you got to think about it like, because he did, because you can't have north, south, east, and west if it's a circle. If
If
it's
it's
a
a
circle,
sphere, don't say a circle, a sphere. A sphere is different from a circle.
Okay,
and he talk
okay.
about
Let me
the
just ask
corners
you
of
this.
the earth.
Let me ask you this. Are you guys okay, because it can go there's all kinds of ways. So you're saying that you believe in the ice wall.
I haven't heard
Yeah,
of
I
this
do.
all. Like,
I do. That's around
haven't
the
heard of the
whole
ice
earth.
wall.
I believe that.
Okay.
I think there's ice walls.
You talking about the
That's
boundaries? You
the
talking about the
boundaries that you can't
boundaries?
get
Yeah, the
past,
boundaries.
Yeah, I believe in
like
the
in Antarctica
boundaries
and
for
stuff.
sure.
But
Okay.
There's no,
Okay.
I don't know about an ice wall, but boundaries, yeah, I believe in that for sure. That's why.
if you
Okay.
go to
That's
Antarctica,
why
I
the
don't think they can
boundaries
crack
even
through all
going.
that
That's
ice.
why boundaries even going into what you call space, because it's saying Genesis, the Most High separated the firmament from the firmament. That means on top of the earth, there's still water above us, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and on the
you
bottom,
can't get to
and on the
that.
bottom, even in the ocean, is waters. So yeah,
Yeah.
you get. There's a boundary at the bottom of the ocean.
Right. And
They,
I
hey,
don't
they did.
believe it's a
Go ahead, my
I
bad.
don't I just don't believe it's a circle like they say it is. That's what I
Okay,
don't
like they
believe.
say it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
It might.
they did an
Uh,
experiment one time where they actually dropped a ball. Then they do this experiment a lot where they drop a ball into like a waterfall or a lake, and they see what ocean it will appear at. At one point in time, they dropped the ball into like this bottomless lake or something, or waterfall, and the ball never reappeared again. You feel me? So it's like it's basically saying like, man, this ball dropped in somewhere where it's not basically reappearing in another ocean. Well, all waterfalls do. You feel me? So again, it's a depth where you can't touch at all that Yamel is saying. When he's saying that, another, I guess when he's saying another ocean under there, it's just a depth that you can't touch. That's why nobody has ever touched the depths of the sea. Nobody never touched, even John
Yeah.
Cousteau ain't never touched the depths of the sea, right?
Mhm.
So we can't speak of nothing that we never even touched or seen. But we can only go out what the Most High told us when He separated the firmaments from the firmaments. And then y'all bringing up Job and all these other things. So we're not saying it's not circular. For
Right.
sure
Okay.
flat. For sure
It's that
flat.
Isaiah 40. Yeah, Isaiah 40:22 speaks of the earth being circled.
mm.
A sphere is Renaissance thinking. Right?
But I understand. Like I
The
understand
same
what you're
one
saying.
that
Like
picture.
the
But
circle
when
of
he
the earth.
when he say
Flat Earth, flat Earth is what Christopher Columbus thought he was finna go off the edge of the earth.
Who
But I don't.
told Christopher Columbus that? Who told
Yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah.
Who
I
told
don't
him
think
that?
those brothers.
It's
I don't think the
boundaries for
brothers
sure.
that much into the flat Earth thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who told Christopher Columbus after he didn't fall off the flat earth? What he say? Oh, it's round now. So now we listen to Christopher Columbus then when he say it's round.
Shag,
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you. But you
Oh,
a
I'm
flat
about to say we
but
can't
you a
be
flat
listening to
earther
Gentiles
though.
like that, huh?
Hey, but you a flat earther and you don't know it though.
Hey, I know it ain't no sphere. I know it ain't no ball. It ain't no ball.
I'm messing with you, bro. But yeah, it's an interesting topic. It's good to hear everybody's. I'm not sure. But the only thing I got on it is I know my whole thing about it is, and like I said it at the beginning, I don't believe the sun is flat. So that's all I know that I believe in. That I know the sun ain't flat, and so I don't know about our thing. And so that's no jokes aside. That's what I'm not.
Hey,
I'm
DeAndre,
I can tell you. Well, I can tell you that the sun don't rotate. It goes through portals and gates. The word
right,
tells us about that.
right. It goes through portals. So how can you say it's not flat when you look at it? It look flat. It look like a round flat. It don't look like no ball. When I look at the sun, if I look up at the sun, it don't look like the ball. It look like a circle. That's what it look
Yeah,
like.
like a
The
circle.
ball
Like
look
a
like a
circle.
circle, though. Huh?
No, it's not. A circle is different from a
That's what
sphere.
I'm saying.
I
A
think
ball, a
Hey,
ball look
look
like
up.
a circle.
Hey, pull it up. Look up a circle and a sphere. It's a difference between a
But
sphere.
yeah, spear
A
got
sphere is
more
a
of a, like an
ball.
oblong shape to it, right?
A circle is a circle. I can draw a circle. A sphere is an actual 3D shape. A sphere is like a 3D shape. Like if you grab a ball, that's a sphere. I can get a pencil and draw a circle. That's gonna be flat all day, straight up.
Okay, I see what you're saying with
Just
that.
like if I draw a rectangle, it's gonna be flat. But if I draw like what's that thing? A cube. If I draw a cube, it's gonna be a 3D shape, straight up. A sphere is a 3D shape. A circle is just a flat circle. It's a difference between a circle and a sphere.
When you talk about when the scriptures say the Most High sits on the circle of the earth, you got to
Yeah.
think about like a lid over it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. It's like a lid, just like the dome is over
Yeah,
the earth.
I agree with that.
And
Yeah, that's
and,
how I look
and
at
at
it
the
too.
top of
Yeah.
I agree with that.
yeah,
I agree with that
I
completely.
don't yeah, I was talking about when Yamel was talking about the circle of the earth, when they talk about the earth is circular. That's what I believe.
Yeah, it's a
That
sphere. It's borders. It's
just like
borders.
and it's borders to where you can and can't go. I'm gonna show y'all when I find it.
No, I agree with that.
Hey,
I
this
agree
would
with
this would be
it
a
being
good
circle.
topic for another time. Man, not saying I'll talk about it now, but this would be a good long discussion, man.
Man, like Big Ox said, I agree with it being circular and then a dome over it. Because the dome is the boundaries. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I agree with that completely.
Take a look at this here, y'all.
So we got some flat earthers and some circle earthers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying circle. DeAndre thinks it's a sphere. It's a sphere.
I was DeAndre on that one, spear circular.
So you think the Earth is a ball?
If I had to choose a side, man, Earth is definitely round.
You think it's a sphere?
Yeah. This is what I said.
That's a
I agree
circle.
with this.
That's a
This is
circle.
what I agree with.
That's a
This is what
circle.
I agree with. This is what I agree with. Thank you, Big Ox. So Big Ox is a circle earther too. Then.
And let me find out. Big Ox been reading.
No, but we on the flat plane though.
Exactly, we on the flat plane. Exactly,
we on the flat plane. That's what.
Exactly.
Like you got the lid.
Okay,
You got the lid. You know what I'm saying?
This is why.
I don't
Look
know
how
how
they
the
look how they
Bible.
put the foundation of the heavens at the end like that. Like they would know what the foundations of the heavens is, man.
Where they got that at, Adam?
Nah, we're on the picture right there. And you go across the circle by the water. They say the foundations of the heavens.
And then you see them heavens. Ain't nobody touching that right now.
Nah, ain't nobody touching that. Right there, rule. We say under the ice cap. Go down. Foundations of the heaven.
Foundation of the earth.
Right there, foundations of the heavens. Yeah, I seen it right there. Talking about Sheol and all that. Yeah. They trying to say that's Abraham's bosom.
Okay, nah, because you talk about heaven, you can talk about jumping in the air.
Heavens. 3 different heavens, right?
You talking about like right above you. That's in the heavens.
Exactly.
Yeah, you ain't talking about.
Because some people call Earth a heaven, right?
Right.
No.
But this is what I think about when I think about the Earth right here. This picture, you got the sun is in the globe, it's in the fishbowl with us. They tell you that's in outer space, but nah, they in here with us.
Right. When the Most High created the heavens and the earth, right? And what did He put in the heavens? The sun. He ain't put it in outer space.
And then you look at a map. You can like push everything together where it's just like one. After years they move apart to where you got like United States and Russia and all that. But I think back then everything was dense together, put together.
So you think even America, I mean, what we call America was together with that?
Yeah, I believe that. Because like Like when you look at the globe of the earth, you can like it's like a put together like a puzzle. You put it together to be one big land. Like the Most High said, when He created the heavens and the earth without form and void, that was on the face of the deep. And the dry land appeared. I don't believe He separated the dry land like that. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just land that way, and Shem, Ham, and Japheth got their portion of the land. And as time went on, it broke apart. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, what happened in what separate Israel or something like that over there? You know what I'm talking about? Or am I still in here with y'all?
Wait, say it again.
Okay. I can't even think about it, but it was like the earth, like if you look at it, just look at a globe. Let's just look at one. Let me just type it out. I believe that what they call the Titanic plates or something like that
Oh,
moved
tectonic
apart.
plate.
Tectonic plates.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's a big breakup. That's a big breakup. You basically saying like
yeah.
the Americas from the Northern Americas to Southern Americas, they just drifted off really far. That's a big breakup.
Just look at these. Look at these. If they was pushed together, I mean, let me see if I can see one that's a little clearer.
You gotta make the Americas right. You gotta make the Americas from Southern America, like Brazil and all that, to Northern America, like Canada and all that. Make it puzzle shape to fit Africa.
They get a fit right in there. Better fit right in there. I'm just saying in general, like
So you think it got broken all up?
I think as time went by, it got broken. Just like what is it called, the Suez Canal or something like that? How the plates shifted or something, and now they got a little water in between the lands or whatever.
I
I
don't
think
know
it,
about
I
that.
think it went just like that. I mean, just look at this right here. You can push all that together, and it become one land.
Hmm.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
just look at that part right there.
But you talking about
I mean,
the Suez Canal. Let's talk about like the Panama Canal. All that's created by man. You feel me?
uh-huh.
I don't know. And that's just a little part. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It just looked like you can put it together. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong though. I ain't saying I'm. I got the word. You better listen to me. But
I
you
don't
know
know.
what I'm talking about.
I can't get down with that sphere. We can deal with a circle all day, but I can't get down with that sphere at all. It just don't make sense.
Okay.
Even when you talking about the rotations of the sun and the moon, you read the book of Enoch, it don't make sense for it to be a sphere. It just don't. When they like y'all growing up, when they go through their portals, it don't make sense for it to be an actual ball.
Right. Gotcha. Let me see. See, I got a little video for y'all.
Uh-oh.
This is dealing with this subject, but
Giandre said, I'm dealing with these flat earthers. You know what I'm saying?
he said these niggas flat earth ass niggas over
I
here.
just messing with y'all, man. I just messing, but everybody, it's all, man. Y'all made the earths, and it's a miraculous. The planets, the universe, everything in the galaxy is a beautiful thing with unknowing.
Yeah. Yeah, all praise.
I mean, if y'all can explain it better, what y'all believe. I mean, ain't nothing wrong. Everybody gonna have different beliefs. We ain't all gotta agree on the same thing all the time.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna never be
his
that way.
creation is his creation.
Right.
Hey,
Most
whose
High get here,
creation
he
is it?
gonna let us know
God's
everything.
creation, man. The Most High.
Whose creation is it out?
The Most High's creation.
All praise.
Right, and
All
he made it.
praise,
And he
bro.
made it. And the Most High made it circle. All praises, man.
But not a sphere. Hey, but not a sphere. But not a sphere.
Hey, shit. I don't know. I don't
I
think
think
I
I
got
sent the
nothing big
video to
out for
you a
brothers,
while ago,
man.
Yamil, that I'm looking
Huh?
for. I think I sent the video to you a while back what I'm looking for too.
Oh,
Hey,
about how the Earth is?
they told you gravity, it's a sphere, but gravity is keeping
That's
you from
possible.
falling off this mug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
It's a sphere, but gravity is keeping you. If you living at the bottom of a ball, gravity is
You
keeping
gonna
you from
fall
falling.
off. Yeah, I
Man,
don't believe
but
that.
gravity,
I do
it's
not
the
believe that.
gravity, it's the
Hey, that's a
gravity.
good point. That's a
It's the,
good point. I'll let you have that one. That's a
thank you.
good point. But I ain't
It's
gonna
the
lie.
gravity.
That's
Gentile
a
told
And
you.
good
then
point.
you know, when they take a trip on an airplane, they don't go that route that's supposed to be shortest. They still go that other way. They go across,
About
you
like they
know.
flying. Yeah, like they flying straight.
Yeah. Well, let's go over here to what's the name? It'd be easier to get to Africa that way. You know what I'm saying?
What he said.
It don't make no sense.
Hey, we can't let nobody talk about no airplane that ain't never been on no airplane. That's all we got. That's what I got to say about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I got nothing for brothers, man. I think
Hey, most high to make
good. So,
he ain't make me to fly around and stuff, right?
Yeah.
He come get me in the chariot if he wanted that to happen. You know what
The
I'm saying?
chariots, not the chariots.
Yeah, he come get me in
Uh-oh.
the chariot.
Cherry,
I
you know
Can't
what
have too
find
it
many
one of
brothers
these.
talking about chariots in here. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
is.
hey, to then he gave us car like you can get a flat tire, pull over and fix it. You get a
Hey,
flat tire way up there, you might as well just say, uh,
hey,
"Coming to meet you, Most High. Coming to
hey,
meet you."
you seen what happened with the Titanic? It was people that survived that. You know what I'm saying? Ships from Tarshish. You feel me? You hit an iceberg, you better get on something floating and try to stay warm in them cold waters. You know?
Uh, maybe it's
Hey, by the end of this year, we'll have DeAndre saying it's flat. We get him there.
We'll see. We'll see.
It gotta make sense for sure.
the whole thing. Got to make sense, right? I see.
Hey, gravity don't really make sense to me. I understand everything that goes up must come down. You know, that's just a factor in the law of the Most High. You feel me? Birds fly, they still gotta land, right? But as far as something keeping you down on the earth for you to not fall off of it, that don't really make sense to me.
I got one more question too. Can I get one more question?
Of
Hey,
course.
let's deal with this one part real quick. Let's
Write
finish
your
this.
question down.
I got
Hey,
this little video. Then we're gonna look at it, DeAndre.
Hey,
Okay,
DeAndre,
okay.
write your question down. This brother said, I got this quick video. That mother might be 15 minutes. You forget your question.
No, I got it. It's quick, but yeah, go. Let's see what you got, Big Ock.
What I got? What I got for it? Let me see.
The book of the courses of the heaven, the relations of each, according to their classes, their dominion and their seasons, according to their names and places of origin, and according to their months, which Uriel, the holy angel, who is with me, who is their guide, showed me.
That ain't Yuri.
And he showed me all their laws exactly as they are, and how it is with regard to all the years of the world, and unto eternity, till the new creation is accomplished, which dureth till eternity. And this is the first law of the luminaries. The luminary, the sun, has its rising in the eastern portals of the heaven, and its setting in the western portals of the heaven. And I saw 6 portals in which the sun rises, and 6 portals in which the sun sets, and the moon rises, and sets in these portals. And the leaders of the stars and those whom they lead, 6 in the east and 6 in the west, and all following each other in accurately corresponding order. Also many windows to the right and left of these portals. And first there goes forth the great luminary named the sun, and his circumference is like the circumference of the heaven, and he is quite filled with illuminating and heating fire.
That's not a sphere.
The chariot on which he ascends the wind drives, and the sun goes down from the heaven, and returns through the north in order to reach the east, and is so guided that he comes to the appropriate portal, and shines in the face of the heaven. In this way he rises in the first month in the great portal, which is the fourth, those 6 portals in the east. And in that fourth portal from which the sun rises in the first month are 12 window openings, from which proceed a flame, when they are opened in their season. When the sun rises in the heaven, he comes forth through that fourth portal 30 mornings in succession, and sets accurately in the fourth portal in the west of the heaven.
Hey, pause that one time, Mike.
And during this period,
Pause that one time. That's how you get 30 days in a month. If you just count by the moon, you're gonna get like 28, like 29 and a half, right? But that's why I just told you the sun.
60 days out of the year. Yeah.
Right. But that's why I told you the sun has 30 days, right? You feel me? Because both of them was made for times and appointed times, right? So we can't just think about the moon for appointed times and appointed times. We still have to consider the sun. And just like you just said, for 30 days. Okay, that's all we wanted to say. Go ahead, Al.
Day becomes longer, and the night nightly shorter to the 30th morning. On that day the sun is longer than the night by a 9th part, and the day amounts exactly to 10 parts, and the night.
And that's why I said the 30th on the 30th morning, right? So that's why you can't say your day starts at evening, right? Because you're forgetting about the sun. You say, when it's night is day. That don't make sense. On the 30th morning, that's how you start getting these. That's how you able to still keep up with these feast days. And that's what we're really still dealing with right now, right? We're coming out the Passover, our new year, right? And it's up to us to still keep up with count. We can't keep on depending on Esau to give us what time our feast days are. It's up to us to keep this count, right? Go ahead, Art.
To 8 parts. And the sun rises from that fourth portal, and sets in the fourth, and returns to the fifth portal of the east 30 mornings, and rises from it, and sets in the fifth portal. And then the day becomes longer by 2 parts, and amounts to 11 parts, and the night becomes shorter, and amounts to 7 parts. And it returns to the east, and enters into the 6th portal, and rises and sets in the 6th portal, 1 in 30 mornings, on account of its sign. On that day the day becomes longer than the night, and the day becomes double the night, and the day becomes 12 parts, and the night is shortened and becomes 6 parts, and the sun mounts up to make the day shorter and the night longer. And the sun returns to the east and enters into the 6th portal, and rises from it and sets 30 mornings. And when 30 mornings are accomplished, the day decreases by exactly 1 part, and becomes 11 parts, and the night 7. And the sun goes forth from that 6th portal in the west, and goes to the east, and rises in the 5th portal for 30 mornings, and sets in the west again in the 5th western portal. On that day the day decreases by 2 parts, and amounts to 10 parts, and the night to 8 parts. And the sun goes forth from that 5th portal, and sets in the 5th portal of the west, and rises in the 4th portal for 1 in 30 mornings, on account of its sign, and sets in the west. On that day the day is equalized with the night, and becomes of equal length, and the night amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts. And the sun rises from that portal and sets in the west, and returns to the east, and rises 30 mornings in the 3rd portal, and sets in the west in the 3rd portal. And on that day the night becomes longer than the day, and night becomes longer than night, and day shorter than day till the 30th morning, and the night amounts to exactly 10 parts, and the day to 8 parts.
Hey, pause
and the
right
sun
here.
rises from the 3rd portal.
At that period, the night is lengthened from the day during the 30 mornings. The night being 10 parts precisely. And the day 8 parts. So now we're seeing a decline when you start switching seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Doc. He reading Enoch right now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And sets in the 3rd portal in the west, and returns to the east, and for 30 mornings rises in the 2nd portal in the east, and in like manner sets in the 2nd portal in the west of the heaven.
Mm.
And on that day the night amounts to 11 parts, and the day to 7 parts.
Look how the different distinction. We in a different season now.
And the sun rises on that day from that second portal, and sets in the west in the second portal, and returns to the east in the first portal for 31 mornings, and sets in the first portal in the west of the heaven. And on that day the night becomes longer and amounts to the double of the day, and the night amounts exactly to 12 parts, and the day to 6. And the sun has therewith traversed the divisions of his orbit, and turns again on those divisions of his orbit, and enters that portal 30 mornings, and sets also in the west opposite to it. And on
Pause it one more time, leave y'all alone. In the Enoch, it says the sun has completed its beginning. He said it, whatever you're reading, it's a different version, but it said the sun has completed its beginning, and a second time goes around from these beginnings. Basically like a restart, right? It completed its 30 days. After 30 days, what does it do again?
Restart.
Wouldn't that be a circle if there's a beginning and an end?
That's what we saying. We're not saying it's not a circle. We just saying it's not a sphere. It's a difference between a sphere and a circle.
A sphere is more is longer, right?
A sphere is a ball. A circle is a flat shaped circle. You can draw a circle on paper, that's a circle. A sphere is a 3D shape, a ball. It's the difference between me drawing a circle on the page, on the paper, and a ball that I can hold in my hand and throw it to.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Like you said, the square and the cube type thing. Same thing.
Right. Go ahead. I'll
that night has the night decreased in length by a 9th part.
Oh, wait,
and the night has become.
I want to say something. So you're saying, okay. So you're saying there's a difference between, okay, every time I get to talking, you talk, baby loves. So you're talking about a square and then a cube. A cube is a square. Then we're talking 3D, 2D, and 4D. If that's what you're saying, if that's what you're, if a square is 3D,
right? No, a square is not 3D.
I mean, excuse me, a cube is 3D, right, and a square is 2D.
Is it? I guess yes. 2D, 1D, you know, whatever. That's fine. But a cube, you can physically, you know what a cube is, right? But
a cube is like, yeah, it's a cube is a, you know, I don't know how many sides it is, but it's like it's a cube. It's 3D. It's a 3D cube. Like if you made a cube in front of your face, and it would have 4, you know, 1, 2.
So the simplest way I can put it is, think about a ball, a basketball compared to a frisbee. A frisbee is a circle. A basketball is a sphere. The world say that.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense. Then then it's a sphere. It's not a circle. So you guys are saying it's a sphere, not a circle.
No, the world says it's a sphere. The world says it's a sphere. It's a circle like a frisbee.
No, okay. You have me almost right there, but you lost me. But go ahead, go finish the. I'm trying to
lost me too. I'm saying it look like more like a frisbee with a lid on top.
Damn. That's what I'm saying. I agree with that. Yeah, a frisbee with a lid on top. That's not a ball. Think about a frisbee and put a lid, a circular lid on it. That is not a ball.
So what? So then what's the Antarctic and what's the South Pole and the North Pole then?
Think about what you're saying. North up top, right? Of this same circle. Think about a circle.
That would be the North would be on the top of the lid. And
no, not up top. When you say up top, we're not talking about like up top like the heavens. We talking about, think about the circle and think about the top of the circle and the bottom of the circle. From one circle, you can make north, south, east, and west from one circle.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to get it. Let's finish the video. I just added that question. That's it.
Go ahead.
11 parts and the day 7 parts. And the sun has returned and entered into the second portal in the east, and returns on those divisions of his orbit for 30 mornings, rising and setting. And on that day the night decreases in length, and the night amounts to 10 parts and the day to 8. And on that day the sun rises from that portal, and sets in the west, and returns to the east,
Okay,
and
pause
rises
it
in the
right
third
quick.
portal for one and
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. To the right of the video, right, where it sees the little, right there, that white that's always there, that's the ice walls.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to explain to you is, okay, what I'm saying is you guys are flat earthers. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's at least you guys can explain it. But what's beyond that ice wall?
Beyond our comprehension.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, you treaded in the place where no man has ever dwelt right there.
Hey,
Okay.
that's when the Most High asked Job, you feel me? What was you when I, created the stars and all that? You feel me? Beyond your comprehension. You feel me?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I just wanted to. Those are all. I'm not saying flat earth is a bad thing. I can't prove it, but I know that ice wall is something. But the way the guy's explaining it right now, it's looking like there might be more land. I don't even know now. But let's follow the video and see where it goes.
And DeAndre, he's reading the book of Enoch, explaining these same portals that we were speaking about earlier.
And they're giving us like a visual.
Yeah,
you see how the sun move around the earth. That's all this is doing.
Right.
It's just showing you how the sun move around the earth and the moon. And so, with that being said, how like they tell us, the same people that tell us we got a circle Earth tell us that the sun move. I mean, the Earth is spinning. You know what I'm saying? And they don't tell us that the sun goes around the Earth. They just tell us the Earth's spinning.
Yeah.
And then they tell you the Earth's spinning, but you ain't dizzy. If I spin around in circles long enough, I'm gonna be straight up. Hey, you know that. You know that.
We should all be dizzy right now.
We should be dizzy than a hoe. We should be dizzy. Talking about that mug spinning. They talking about spinning fast too. I'm just used to this.
Yeah, they do say that. They do say that.
Come on, man. We gotta make it make
30
sense.
mornings, and sets in the west of the heaven. On that day the night decreases and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly as to its days.
Boom! I tried to stop it right there where you can see like the moon and the sun come together to show that eclipse.
That's what I wanted to show, and that's what I wanted to
okay.
Last month, it was an actual, like, if you went to look at the full moon, it was like an actual red moon. That's when the sun, when it was coming together like that, how it created that type of moon. You feel me? Even Enoch say the sun gives the moon light. So when the sun is on the moon like that, that's what creates that red moon like that. You feel me?
That's them passing. That's them passing each other through the gates.
That's them passing each other through the gates, That's what I was explaining to my son last month when it was a red moon. I was like, they going through portals and the sun is passing through the moon like that. It's right on top of it. Straight up.
Okay, let's see it.
Wait, one more thing, dog.
Okay.
So these people gotta know. Somebody gotta know the times of something, because before we even have these red moons and all this other stuff, they be telling you, yo, tonight is gonna be a red moon. This is gonna be, you know what I'm saying? How do they know that? You know what I mean? So somebody gotta know the times, and somebody gotta know how this thing works. They gotta be keeping up with it.
What's that when they say Eden was for our benefit? Help us. Remember, we went into captivity. How somebody that goes to captivity gonna keep up with their own feast days, right? How are we gonna keep up with our own feast days when we went as slaves into captivity, right? So it's a lot of people or Edomites that's keeping up with this type of thing, God, for sure. This was once our understanding that the Most High gave to us. Once we went into captivity, how you gonna explain that to your children? Or how is your mother gonna explain it to you when her mother was in captivity and her father was in captivity and all these things? It can't be explained. You're a captive.
You know, you got a point. Like the way they say Africa is on maps, they say the Europeans drew Africa smaller than it is,
Right.
and it's supposed to be bigger. So maybe
I think they drew Greenland real big and Africa small.
Greenland, the biggest island. I don't think they drew Greenland small. Because you got to understand how people migrated to the Americas. You know, Yamel's tribe, the tribe of Dan. To migrate to the Americas, the first place that they went was to Greenland when they went through Europe. When they went through the seas, the first place they touched down was the Greenlands. And then they migrated through Canada all the way to the Americas. Canada is North America. Don't forget that.
And amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly as to its days 364. And the length of the day and of the night, and the shortness of the day and of the night arises and amounts to 9 parts, and the day to 9 parts, and the night is equal to the day, and the year is exactly as to its days 360.
You see how that thing said 360 days, but he said 364.
Right.
So it's the moon. The moon goes 360 days.
Right. So that means you still have to account for what? The sun.
The sun, yeah. And so,
exactly.
and so he's showing like in these 90 cycles, you plus 1 on each one to get that 364 days. You see where we're going at? And this is why it's so hard to calculate these feast days.
Right. Right. That's beautiful.
You see that, Yamel?
Yeah. I see it out. Yep.
Yeah, and this is the problem we come into when we try to count by the moon and the moon only. Like it's a new month with a new moon. Because you add because I think the moon is dark for 2 days and light for 2 days.
Right. And then even when you read the book of Kings, when the king and Jonathan, they was waiting for David to come to the feast, and he was like, it's the second day of the new moon. Right?
Right.
It was still dark. They were still counting. But that's what the sun is for. You got it, Go ahead.
It was still light out. Still light.
64. And the length of the day and of the night, and the shortness of the day and of the night arise. Through the course of the sun these distinctions are made. So it comes that its course becomes daily longer, and its course nightly shorter. And this is the law and the course of the sun. And his return as often as he returns 60 times and rises, the great luminary which is named the sun for ever and ever. And that which thus rises is the great luminary, and is so named according to its appearance, according as the Lord commanded. As he rises, so he sets, and decreases not, and rests not, but runs day and night, and his light is 7-fold brighter than that of the moon. But as regards size, they are both equal.
Hey, one more. This is the last pause right here. You see that?
It ain't. Go ahead, no.
And thus it goes in and out, neither slackening nor resting, but running on its chariots by day and by night. It's light. It's light. We're talking about the sun. Its light is 7 times brighter than the moon. But the dimensions are both equal. So that means go ahead,
That what you trying to say about it not being like a circle, like it's just being like a little the dish, like how you said.
Right, the sun. That when you was growing up in school, they told you the sun is the biggest star in the atmosphere or in the space. The sun is so big, but right here we're seeing that the sun and the moon is the same size. The sun is just 7 times brighter than the moon. Right?
Right.
Making it appear to be bigger than, huh?
You never look at the sun and be like, man, that's way bigger than the moon. They look the same size. But Lou, you cannot look at the sun. I can't look.
You can't stare at the sun like that.
Exactly. I can't look directly at the sun. It's gonna hurt my eyes. Yeah. But the moon is different, right?
And you know how it shows how the sun and moon get closer and further away. I guess that's when we see, like when we look at the moon, like, man, that moon looked extra big today. I guess it's closer to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you got those times where you can see the sun and the moon. I know like back then
Yeah.
growing up in school, they used to say the moon only had light from the sun, but that's not true because sometimes you can see the moon over there, then the
Both of
sun
them
over there. You know what I'm saying?
early in the morning.
Yeah,
I caught
you
it
can
a
see it
couple
even
times
like
like that.
late afternoon or
I
like right
don't
before
know.
the sun. Like
They
you,
might
sometimes,
they might just be closer to each other. Where the sun is
yeah,
giving the moon its light. Where it's just closer, because you see that. You see, like you said, we just seen plenty of times when the sun is on one side, declining at the west, and the moon still look like it's on the east coming up.
right.
But realistically, what we watching the rotations, you feel me? They just closer where even in the daytime, you still seeing the visibility of the moon.
Of the moon and the sun. Yep.
And they
I'm about to
closer
say it
to
could be
one
the middle of
another,
the day. You just see the moon in the middle of the
right?
day.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the day, you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And after this law, I saw another law dealing with the smaller luminary, which is named the moon. And her circumference is like the circumference of the heaven.
Hey,
And her
wait.
chariot in which she rides is
This pause is for just if anybody else want to read along with us in the book of Enoch. We're in a book of
Is that
Enoch.
what he quoting right now?
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
read.
that's what he
Enoch.
reading. He reading it. Yeah, he
How
reading
you
it.
think? You think I've been just being able to hear him out and read it back to you? I'm reading with him out. We reading with him.
That's what he just said. Though.
Hey, we're in the book of Enoch,
Yeah.
chapter 73 right now. It just started off 73. And it said that the name of the moon and the orbit, which is the orb of heaven. Okay, go ahead. Oh, it's an inferior luminary. So it says the moon is an inferior luminary than the sun. So that means the sun is superior to the moon, right?
Right.
by the wind, and light is given to her in definite measure. And her rising and setting change every month, and her days are like the days of the sun. And when her light is uniform, it amounts to the 7th part of the light of the sun. And thus she rises. And her first phase in the east comes forth on the 30th morning. And on that day she becomes visible, and constitutes for you the first phase of the moon on the 30th day together with the sun in the portal where the sun rises. And the one half of her goes forth by a 7th part, and her whole circumference is empty, without light, with the exception of 1/7 part of it, the 14th part of her light. And when she receives 1/7 part of the half of her light amounts to 1/7 part and the half thereof. And she sets with the sun, and when the sun rises, the moon rises with him.
Ooh.
And receives the half of 1 part of light. And in that night, in the beginning of her morning, in the commencement of the lunar day, the moon sets with the sun, and is invisible that night with the 14 parts and the half of one of them. And she rises on that day with exactly a 7th part, and comes forth and recedes from the rising of the sun. And in her remaining days she becomes bright in the remaining 13 parts. And I saw another course, a law for her, and how according to that law she performs her monthly revolution. And all these Uriel, the holy angel, who is the leader of them all, showed to me, and their positions, and I wrote down their positions as he showed them to me, and I wrote down their months as they were, and the appearance of their lights till 15 days were accomplished. In single 7th parts she accomplishes all her light in the east.
See that? That's why the Most High say on the 14th day you celebrate your Passah. Because he watched it all the way to the 15th day, right?
Right.
You know, on the 14th day is going to be a full moon.
And in single 7th parts accomplishes all her darkness in the west. And in certain months she alters her settings, and in certain months she pursues her own peculiar course. In 2 months the moon sets with the sun, in those 2 middle portals, the 3rd and the 4th. She goes forth for 7 days and turns about and returns again through the portal where the sun rises, and accomplishes all her light. And she recedes from the sun, and in 8 days enters the 6th portal from which the sun goes forth. And when the sun goes forth from the 4th portal, she goes forth 7 days, until she goes forth from the 5th and turns back again in 7 days into the 4th portal and accomplishes all her light. And she recedes and enters into the 1st portal in 8 days, and she returns again in 7 days into the 4th portal from which the sun goes forth. Thus I saw their position, how the moons rose and the sun set in those days. And if 5 years are added together, the sun has an overplus of 30 days. And all the days which accrue to it for one of those 5 years, when they are full, amount to 364 days. And the overplus of the sun and of the stars amounts to 6 days. In 5 years, 6 days every year come to 30 days. And the moon falls behind the sun and the stars to the number of 30 days. And the sun and the stars bring in all the years exactly, so that they do not advance or delay their position by a single day unto eternity, but complete the years with perfect justice in 364 days. In 3 years there are 1,092 days, and in 5 years 1,820 days, so that in 8 years there are 2,912 days. For the moon alone, the days amount in 3 years to 1,062 days, and in 5 years she falls 50 days behind. To the sum of 1,770 there is to be added 1,062 days, and in 5 years there are 1,770 days, so that for the moon the days in 8 years amount to 2,832 days. For in 8 years she falls behind to the amount of 80 days. All the days she falls behind in 8 years are 80, and the year is accurately completed in conformity with their world stations, and the stations of the sun, which rise from the portals through which it, the sun, rises, and sets 30 days.
Right.
And the leaders of the heads of the thousands, who are placed over the whole creation and over all the stars, have also to do with the 4 intercalary days, being inseparable from their office, according to the reckoning of the year. And these render service on the 4 days which are not reckoned in the reckoning of the year. And owing to them men go wrong therein, for those luminaries truly render service on the world stations. 1 in the first portal, 1 in the third portal of the heaven, 1 in the fourth portal, and 1 in the sixth portal. And the exactness of the year is accomplished through its separate 364 stations. For the signs and the times and the years and the days the angel Uriel showed to me, whom the Lord of glory has set forever over all the luminaries of the heaven, in the heaven and in the world, that they should rule on the face of the heaven and be seen on the earth, and be leaders for the day and the night, the sun, moon, and stars, and all the ministering creatures which make their revolution in all the chariots of the heaven. In like manner 12 doors Uriel showed me, open in the circumference of the sun's chariot in the heaven, through which the rays of the sun break forth. And from them is warmth diffused over the earth, when they are opened at their appointed seasons. And for the winds and the spirit of the dew when they are opened, standing open in the heavens at the ends. As for the 12 portals in the heaven, at the ends of the earth, out of which go forth the sun, moon, and stars, and all the works of heaven, in the east.
Imagine making $453,000 in a single month as an affiliate marketer without relying
in the west. There are many windows open to the left and right of them, and one window at its appointed season produces warmth, corresponding as these do to those doors from which the stars come forth, according as he has commanded them, and wherein they set corresponding to their number. And I saw chariots in the heaven, running in the world, above those portals in which revolve the stars that never set. And one is larger than all the rest, and it is that makes its course through the entire world. And at the ends of the earth I saw 12 portals open to all the quarters of the heaven, from which the winds go forth and blow over the earth. 3 of them are open on the face, the east of the heavens, and 3 in the west, and 3 on the right, the south of the heaven, and 3 on the left, the north. And the 3 first are those of the east, and 3 of the north, and 3 after those on the left of the south, and 3 of the west. Through 4 of these come winds of blessing and prosperity, and from those 8 come hurtful winds when they are sent. They bring destruction on all the earth, and on the water upon it, and on all who dwell thereon, and on everything which is in the water and on the land. And the first wind from those portals, called the east wind, comes forth through the first portal which is in the east, inclining towards the south. From it come forth desolation, drought, heat, and destruction. And through the second portal in the middle comes what is fitting, and from it there come rain and fruitfulness and prosperity and dew. And through the third portal which lies toward the north come cold and drought. And after these come forth the south winds through 3 portals. Through the first portal of them inclining to the east comes forth a hot wind, and through the middle portal next to it there come forth fragrant smells, and dew, and rain, and prosperity, and health. And through the third portal lying to the west come forth dew, and rain, locusts, and desolation. And after these the north winds from the 7th portal in the east come dew and rain, locusts, and desolation. And from the middle portal come in a direct direction
can I read
health
something
and
real quick?
rain and
So you know how he talked about the winds and everything like that? Revelations chapter 7, it says, starting at verse 1, says, after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. So you know what I mean? Also, he said like certain directions, you know, that's where the wind is at, and it sends plagues on the earth and different things in that nature. So we all know what Revelation is dealing with. So yeah, right.
Like you say, desolation and locusts, right?
Yeah.
Locust is a symbolization of the destruction of your plantation, right? Like you might be growing something in the earth, you feel me? And locust gonna do what? Come destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So let's tell you where it came from. Like, so you just breaking down like the different you know, different things that come from different winds and different corners. So it's kind of like the Revelation talks about.
And we've been seeing these in the last days, right? So it ain't like an actual physical locust coming and destroying plantation and crops. You feel me? But that same wind that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody good with this? To keep going, we got 7 minutes left on this video.
Yeah, we might as well finish this and then close out, honestly.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm down.
Yep.
dew and prosperity. And through the third portal in the west come cloud and hoarfrost, and snow and rain, and dew and locusts. And after these 4 are the west winds through the first portal adjoining the north, the left, come forth dew and hoarfrost, and cold and snow and frost. And from the middle portal come in a direct direction health and rain and dew and prosperity.
Well,
And through the third portal in the west
come. For a second, what comes from the middle? We seen what come from the north and stuff like that when hoar and frost.
And from the middle portal.
Okay, let's see.
Come forth dew and hoarfrost, and cold and snow and frost. And from the middle portal come in a direct direction health and rain and dew and prosperity.
Health,
and
rain,
through the third
dew,
portal
prosperity.
in the west come cloud.
Health, rain, dew, and prosperity. Like, come on. It's hard to get prosperity when it's frost coming over your crops and stuff like that, and snow and stuff like that, right? But we seen what come from the middle of the earth. And then what land do they say is in the middle of the earth?
Jerusalem.
Okay.
And hoarfrost, and snow and rain, and dew and locusts. And after these 4 are the west winds through the first portal adjoining the north, the left. Through the first portal adjoining the north come forth dew and hoarfrost, and cold and snow and frost. And from the middle portal come forth dew and rain, and prosperity and blessing. And through the last portal which adjoins the south come forth drought and desolation, and burning and destruction.
It's hot.
And the 12 portals of the 4 quarters of the heaven are therewith completed, and all their laws, and all their plagues, and all their benefactions have I shown to thee, my son, Methuselah. And the first quarter is called the east, because it is the first. And the second the south, because the Most High will descend there, yea, there in quite a special sense will he who is blessed forever descend. And the west quarter is named the diminished, because there are all the luminaries of the heaven wane and go down. And the fourth quarter named the north.
And that's where we at, the west. Basically, we doomed. Yeah, we doomed, basically. That's what he said. I mean, the way he said it, right? The West is the doom.
So when they say the second is called the South, because El Elyon, their descends, and frequently their descends and is blessed forever.
Mm-hmm.
You say we the West stop? You talking about, so you just basically looking at Jerusalem and saying we at West.
That's what they call us out here at the West. You know, the
I
sun
agree. So that means
sets in the east.
so that's an even bigger exclamation mark when you say flee from Babylon or flee from the West.
Right. It
Okay.
just basically, you know what I'm saying? Everything diminishes in the West, right?
I wouldn't say that.
When you first come here, you probably holding on strong to what you believe. You get over here, Babylon change you. Let's go though.
Is divided into 3 parts. The first of them is for the dwelling of men, and the second contains seas of water, and the abysses and forests and rivers, and darkness and clouds. And the third part contains the garden of righteousness. I saw 7 high mountains, higher than all the mountains which are on the earth. And thence comes forth hoarfrost.
We're talking about north right here, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the 4th wind, which is named the North. Yes, you're right. Which is named the North.
Okay. And you remember when we were reading that book of Melchizedek, you know, I described the throne and the mountain, and then how and it was said that it was on the north, to the north of everything.
Right. But it's just saying, but it also said this north is divided in 3 parts.
Mm-hmm.
And say 1 part for which is the habitation of man. 1 which is another for the seas of the waters, with valleys, woods, rivers, shady places,
right,
snow, and the 3rd part
right,
paradise.
Yeah. So when you look at north, south, east, and west, the head of everything is at the north side. Because you remember Satan said, "I'm gonna descend to the sides of the north." Remember?
Yeah.
In the scripture. So when you think about the throne being in the north, on top of the mountain, and Satan thinking he gonna be on the sides of the north. You remember from the mountain flows down to everybody, life from the Most High. Then you
Yeah,
got
health is about 30, yeah.
yeah, and then you got I think you got
but when we
paradise.
think about, let me ask you this though. When we think about north, are we thinking about the earth? When we saying north of the earth, or when we think about north, are we saying like upwards? Because when we say descend, that means come down. So are we talking about coming down from actual north? When we talking about the land, or north when we talking about the heavens?
That's a good question. I think it's going north. I think you go north. The further you go north, I couldn't say though. You know what
When
I'm
we say the
saying?
further you go north, we talking about like Greenland and stuff like that. We talking about the earth, right? So are we talking about northern, talking about coming from the heavens? Southern is talking about like to the earth, like Sheol, right? Mm-hmm. So which one are we talking about? That's the question.
I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. Okay, and plus, you know, I don't watch this video like 2-3 times and still confused though.
I can imagine we was going through the moon matters. You watching this about?
Yeah, this is when I started looking at the video. Like, I gotta see what's going on.
You ain't even sent it to me. We could have dealt with this together back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
And days, seasons, and years pass away. I saw 7 rivers on the earth larger than all the rivers. One of them coming from the west pours its waters into the great sea. And these 2 come from the north and pour their waters into the Erythraean Sea in the east. And the remaining 4 come forth on the side of the north to their own sea. 2 of them to the Erythraean Sea, and 2 into the great sea, and discharge themselves there.
So the great sea would be talking about
7 great islands I saw in the sea and in the mainland, 2 in the mainland and 5 in the great sea. And the names of the sun are the following: the first Orjares, and the second Thomas. And the moon has 4 names. The first name is Isonia, the second Ebla, the third Benes, and the fourth Erai. These are the 2 great luminaries. Their circumference is like the circumference of the heaven, and the size of the circumferences of both is alike. In the circumference of the sun there are 7 portions of light, which are added to it more than to the moon. In indefinite measures it is transferred till the seventh portion of the sun is exhausted, and they set and enter the portals of the west, and make their revolution by the north, and come forth through the eastern portals on the face of the heaven. And when the moon rises, 1/14th part appears in the heaven. The light becomes full in her. On the 14th day she accomplishes her light, and 15 parts of light are transferred to her till the 15th day, when her light is accomplished, according to the sign of the year, and she becomes 15 parts.
Right there, man.
And the moon grows by the addition of 14th parts. And in her waning the moon decreases on the first day to 14 parts of her light, on the second to 13 parts of light, on the third to 12, on the fourth to 11, on the fifth to 10, on the sixth to 9, on the seventh to 8, on the eighth to 7, on the ninth to 6, on the 10th to 5, on the 11th to 4, on the 12th to 3, on the 13th to 2, on the 14th to the half of a seventh, and all her remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And in certain months the month has 29 days, and once 28. And Uriel showed me another law. Remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And in certain months the month has 29 days, and once 28.
Right.
The month has 29 days, but once 28.
Right. That's why you got to keep up with the sun also, because we just kept on reading that the sun has a 30-day cycle.
Right. And this is why you gonna always mess up when they messed up when they first went away from the count. This is why we all messed up today. So.
Nah, it's not even about going away from the count. It's the Gentile count. Think about their months. Some of their months have 30 days. Some of their months have 31 days. Some of their months have one of their months got 28 days. Like, come on.
Then they got leap years and all that. You know, it's more confused. We're gonna confuse the crap out of these Hebrews.
Right.
They ain't gonna never find a way back. Yeah. So that's why we doing our Passover and all that with everybody else, man.
And that's why I agree with what the scripture said in that second Ezra was it say Esau will be for our benefit. What benefit is Esau to us? Right? We went into captivity. So how are we able to keep up with our feast days in captivity? You couldn't even read at one point in time in captivity, right? So who gonna keep up with feast days in captivity? Esau.
Man, they did a number on that.
The same one who want to be Israel. The same one that said, don't take that blessing. The same one that we read about in Obadiah that's gonna be a snare to us forever. They want to be us. They thought that this they suppose that this blessing is supposed to be for them. But it's not. The elder should serve the younger. Where we at, Art?
And Uriel showed me another law. When light is transferred to the moon, and on which side it is transferred to her by the sun, during all the period during which the moon is growing in her light, she is transferring it to herself when opposite to the sun, called the new moon, for on that day the light rises upon her. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west, and from the east she rises.
For over 17 years I had an abusive relationship with the P word, and logically I knew that it was detrimental to my relationship.
At night.
That's nasty right there.
And the moon shines the whole night through till the sun rises over against her, and the moon is seen over against the sun. On the side whence the light of the moon comes forth, there again she wanes, till all the light vanishes, and all the days of the month are at an end, and her circumference is empty, void of light. And 3 months she makes of 30 days, and at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days.
Hey, pause it one more time.
In which she
one more time, please. During 3 months, its effect in 30 days. During, hold on, let me scroll up. Verse 17, where light comes to the moon, there again it decreases until all this light is extinguished, right? No more light from the moon. And the days of the moon passes away. You don't see it no more. It passes away. Then its orb remains solitary without light.
Yeah.
During 3 months, its effects in 30 days. During 3 months, it affects in 30 days its period, and during 3 months it affects it in 29 days each. 29 days each. So during this period, the moon has an effect of 29 days each, right? So when we read that Second Kings and they say the second day of the new moon, why'd they say that? Because 29 days. But the sun is what we've been reading? 30.
30 days. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You got it.
And 3 months she makes of 30 days, and at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days, each, in which she accomplishes her waning in the first period of time, and in the first portal for 177 days. And in the time of her going out she appears for 3 months, and 3 months she makes of 30 days, and at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days each, in which she accomplishes her waning in the first period of time, and in the first portal for 177 days. And in the time of her going out she appears for 3 months of 30 days each, and for 3 months she appears of 29 each. At night she appears like a man for 20 days each time, and by day she appears like the heaven, and there is nothing else in her save her light. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west, and from the east she rises at night. And the moon shines the whole night through till the sun rises over against her, and the moon is seen over against the sun. On the side whence the light of the moon comes forth, there again she wanes till all the light vanishes, and all the days of the month are at an end, and her circumference is empty, void of light. And 3 months she makes of 30 days, and at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days each, in which she accomplishes her waning in the first period of time, and in the first portal for 177 days.
Get the Hindu pitch out of here.
And in the time of her going out she appears for 3 months of 30 days each, and for 3 months she appears of 29 each. And now, my son, I have shown thee everything, and the law of all the stars of the heaven is completed. And he showed me all the laws of these for every day, and for every season of bearing rule, and for every year, and for its going forth, and for the order prescribed to it every month and every week, and the waning of the moon which takes place in the 6th portal. For in this 6th portal her light is accomplished, and after that there is the beginning of the waning. And the waning which takes place in the 1st portal in its season, till 177 days are accomplished, reckoned according to weeks, 25 weeks and 2 days. She falls behind the sun, in the order of the stars exactly 5 days in the course of one period. And when this place which thou seest has been traversed, such is the picture and sketch of every luminary which Uriel the archangel, who is their leader, showed unto me.
Hey, we're gonna have to revisit this topic, man. Actually, this deals with it according.
Yeah. That's
the perversion of nature and the heavenly bodies owing.
We're gonna have to sit
That's
down
it, though.
because he got just the visuals,
Yeah.
visuals, but we're gonna have to sit down and break down the scripture.
I got one more question though, y'all. One more question.
Okay.
It ain't a knock to it. Do y'all believe we truly know everything? Because I don't think we do though, right? Because you gotta go to Ecclesiastes 3:11. When he said he had made everything beautiful in his time, also he has set the world in their heart so that no man can find out the work that Elohim make it from beginning to the end. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what I always say. Ain't nobody got it all, because like the Messiah said, all things will be known at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we ain't gonna know.
And
Everybody's
like
gonna
you
be
reading
confused
that,
right now.
And like you reading that, that's why he don't make this a salvational issue. That's why he tell you, I don't care about your new moons and your Sabbath days and all these things. He don't make it a salvational issue for us. You feel me? Because he already know. He already what we prescribed. He said we was gonna go into captivity. How you gonna go into captivity and still remember your feast days when they stripping it from you? They stripped your name from you. So you don't think they gonna strip your feast days too? Come on, man.
Let's go back to that scripture where you won't know your name, tongue, or tribe. We don't know neither one.
Right. All we doing is trying, right?
Yeah, right. That's
Right,
what I'm about
right.
to say. I
When
mean,
the,
the least we could do, is try, and like, why not, put, what I mean, take some time out into these type of matters and trying to figure out, especially knowing that, everything we lost. You know what I mean? The Bible says, "Study to show thyself approved," and just study something. Even if you might be wrong, this is good to just
Right,
stay
right,
occupied in
right.
these type of matters. You know what I'm saying?
and
Absolutely, man. I agree.
even if we getting it wrong, the Most High see our heart. You feel me?
Yeah,
That's what
Right.
the
yeah,
Most High
Right.
try.
Exactly.
That's what the Most High
Exactly.
try your heart. So he said, hey, these brothers is just trying, right? So even when the feast day come up, what we doing? We ain't just saying we ain't eating unleavened bread. We examining ourselves, making sure we have no leaven, meaning sin in our heart.
Right.
Right.
That's the main
Right.
thing for these things, right? So again, man, Most High ain't chalking this up like this, like, oh, it was this day. You said it was on the 14th, and you celebrated on the 17th. Come on, man. The Most High is not chalking us down for ignorance, man.
right.
Straight up.
And one last thing, it just shows how sincere and how real it is. Like what Mashiach said, he said, blessed are, you've seen, but blessed are those who haven't seen. You know what I mean? But yet believe. You know what I'm saying? It's just that that show that more that fight, that more sincerity. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
That is sincerity. I'm trying.
Yeah,
That's
trying.
he is trying, straight up.
Right. All praise, though, man. It's been a good Shabbat. Not a lot of nice, discussion.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
like that.
Yeah, all praise.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
old
Shad, like you
school.
said, like you brought it back to the old and just starting off with
Old
this.
days, old
Yeah,
days,
that was good though, man.
old days. Praise Yah.
Yeah, praise y'all. It was a good one. All praises. Yeah, we definitely got to deal with these times though. Cause that's a good topic. That's a good one, but I ain't gonna lie.
Good time. This is a good
Hey,
time.
can I?
It's like will we ever get to the end of it? But it's a good
Right, right.
time.
What you say, Adam?
Yes, sir. I was
You
gonna
got
say, can I
something else?
say one thing though? I do plan on bringing this spiritual wolf out on May 3rd, man.
Okay.
Nathan,
So
you
Praise
say an album?
album.
What'd you say? Wait, I thought you said a spiritual warfare album. What'd you say?
No, I'm gonna bring that out.
Adam dropping that fire, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm just
super hot fire.
yeah, I already lost, bro. If I would do that, I already lost.
I'm about to say you gotta put me on that thing.
But man, it's gonna be a good one, man.
Okay, you say May 3rd? We
Add to
gotta.
it.
Make sure you put the premiere May
Add
3rd.
to it. Most High willing, right? Let me just come with it, right?
May 3rd, May 3rd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ready.
Yeah. But add to it though, We go.
Yeah, we ready, y'all. Bring it out.
We ready. For sure. I'll praise. That was good though.
That was real good, man. All praise.
Hey, y'all need a title for that one though. Oh, we gotta read that. Oh, you right, you right.
Oh, 14.
Okay. That was nice though. Praise God.
Yeah, all praise.
All praise.
We get there,
Okay.
Oh, 14.
That was good though.
It was. Oh, 14. As the eyes of a son to his father, so are my eyes, O Master, at all times towards you. For with you are my consolations and my delight. Do not turn your mercies away from me, O Master, and do not take away your kindness from me. Stretch out to me, O Master, at all times, your right hand, and be my God, even to the end, according to your good pleasure. Let me be well pleasing before you, because of your glory and because of your name. Let me be preserved from evil, and let your meekness, O Yahuwah, abide with me, and the fruits of your love. Teach me the songs of your truth, that I may bring forth fruit in you, and open to me the heart of your Holy Spirit, that with all his notes I may praise you, O Master Yahuwah. And according to the multitude of your tender mercies, so you will give to me, and hasten to grant our petitions, and you are able for all our needs. Halal Yahuwah, praise Yah.
Hey, I had
Oh,
to
praise
bite my tongue. Like
Glad you
it was a
did,
freestyle for us, but it was the most high will. The way you ended that thing, come on now,
praise
on
Yah.
topic and everything.
On
Hey,
topic,
but the way it started though, the way it started, as the eyes of a son is to his father,
right.
so are my eyes, oh master,
Come
at
on,
all times towards thee.
Right, Doc. Right, right. For sure.
We're gonna end it right there with all praise to the
Come on, that
Most
All
High.
first 5.
praises.
What about that first 5? Let me be well pleasing before you. That's, man, come on. That's a request, man. That's a request. It ended there though. Let's go. I praise y'all.
No, wait. You're gonna end it. What about 6,
I'm just saying, y'all trying to
Come
end it so
on,
fast.
we talked about this.
Yeah,
Let me be preserved from evil,
Right,
and let thy meekness, O Elohim, abide with me, and
right.
the fruit of thy love. We talked about that, how you know what I'm saying. Well, she asked that question, why we went through so much and all that. We talked about all that today.
mm-hmm.
That's nasty. Y'all was rocking today. You know what I'm saying? We full like that. Brothers be rocking. I love it.
Right.
And
That's
all
old.
praises,
Like,
man.
When it be
All
like this,
praises.
you be like, man, I wish Marv was up in here. Her and Shana. That man Shana.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was a
for sure.
good one
The
today.
whole assembly, for sure.
Yeah.
All
All
praises,
praise.
man. All praises for real.
Hey,